Pete ya rusini na yo kidole, nilikupenda my baby sorry, utapata mwengine don't you worry. Watoto tumezaa tuna wote yale, tulipanga mimi na wewe milele, lakini nini unanichanganya. Maisha wote wawili tulipanga, shida ni nyingi hatujakusana. Haingekuwa hivyo unapenda upendi mpenzi tuachane na hilo. Unaniumiza sana ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go kangende I let you go sitaweza. Nimesubiria sana utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go kangupowe I let you go mkwano. Unaniumiza sana ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go kangende I let you go sitaweza. Nimesubiria sana utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go kangupowe I let you go mkwano. Kinibati unayempenda sana popote alipo haitweza beli, atakula za mtu anakula zake zipo. Nipe changu na mimi nikupe chako, kama unipendi hilo ni pako. We got a lot of issues to settle, pamoja twende mseto. Love me baby, I will love you back. Scratch my back, I will scratch your back. Not this way unapenda upendi. Unaniumiza sana ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go kangende I let you go sitaweza. Nimesubiria sana utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go kangupowe I let you go mkwano. Unaniumiza sana ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go kangende I let you go sitaweza. Nimesubiria sana utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go kangupowe I let you go mkwano nunya. Tuliamua tuwe together, mimi na wewe tuwe forever. Ni yetu, mimi na wewe na watoto wetu. Tupambane shida zote za nyumbani tuzimalize now. Girl, every woman for a man. Love me, I love you back and that's what I want. Girl, it's another tune that me sing over a tune and this one girl. Girl, never worry about it. Every time you come up, I'm gonna sweet it. This man, Bunny man, I'm music and unaniumiza sana ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go kangende.
Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR. Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR. Welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio.com, LPR.
Testing.
I'm a
testing. Folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio again this evening. We're going to be rocking it on this Friday after. That's it, Friday. I mean Saturday afternoon for good evening, folks. It's going to be a wonderful show for you. We have for you this evening on LIBERIA Public Radio. What we're here to do is to give you some information, and I hope that you will be able to understand that on this wonderful Saturday afternoon. If you don't have to be anywhere, please stay with us here on LIBERIA Public Radio, where the intellectual forum will be available to you for whatever information, whatever discussion you have. Always say that in this forum, which is the intellectual Liberian forum, we must be respectful to each other. We must accept each other's view. No, we will not accept each other's view. However, we must give each other an opportunity to express the view. Now, if I'm convinced that your view is acceptable to me, I have the right to reject or accept. Samson Tour. So you do the same thing for us here this evening. Welcome. Let's have fun. Good evening, folks. Samson Tour, LIBERIA Public Radio. Good afternoon to or good evening, whatever area you are. That's wonderful. We say thank you very much. We're going to have fun here this evening. What we're here to do now is to give you some information, and I'm not too sure how to do this here, but anyway, we have some disturbing news that are coming from Liberia. I mean, in the last week or so, we've been having some serious disturbing news coming in from Liberia. I mean, they're not that critical yet, but I think if we don't pay attention to these things, they can creep out on us very quickly, and then perhaps we find ourselves in a position either we fight back drastically or we allow the situation to fester until we're no longer able to bear it. Why do we even have to get that if we have the ability to try to curtail it now, if we have the ability to even try to step in to somehow dilute the whatever it is that is happening, because it's getting hot in Liberia, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Before I do that, of course, this is Conversation with Samson. So usually, what a Saturday, whatever time that I have, we come out here and then we give you what we usually give you. Here now is Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, folks. Here again this evening. Dr. We are pictures, of course. I can't put that down. No matter how bad the situation is in Liberia or how worse things are getting in Liberia, he's still my president. And I hope you will consider him your president as well, because he was duly elected by your brothers and sisters by consent. There's no denial on that. We can't say, yeah, he's a president. No, there's no but. He's a president, Republic of Liberia, period. That's it. Okay, now that we have that understanding, of course, and like I said, right now, I'm not somebody that perhaps you can say, well, today he's going to be all for me. No, if you're doing good, we will praise you, Dr. We are. If you're doing something that is not correct, we will state so. But with respect, due respect to you, sir, because you are our president, and we must do all we can to make sure the office of the president of the Republic of Liberia is respected all over the world. We're not going to come out here and try to degrade the person that is sitting in that chair and then think you say you're respecting the presidency. No, once you degrade the person that's sitting in the chair, you're also degrading the office itself. And I don't believe your brothers and sisters that fought so hard, walk in the rain, die, some of them, just so that you have the opportunity to express yourself, to have the opportunity to express your vote. And then when you have these brothers and sisters back home express their vote and select somebody, then because you don't agree with that person, then you decided you're going to now insult. By insulting the individual that is occupying that office, my opinion, you're also insulting the office of the Republic of Liberia. And there have been so many deaths, just so that we will have this kinds of opportunity for her to be able to pick the leader, the group, the leader, majorities decide on. Not what I want. What I want comes in when the voting process is happening. I have the right to campaign. I have the right to say you can't vote this guy in. He X, Y, and Z. But once that process ends and the majority have selected that, I have no choice but to fall in line. This, folks, is democracy. You can criticize, you can disagree, but you must do so with respect. You must do so within the confines of the Constitution. You cannot get outside of the Constitution and expect us to praise you and expect us to say you're doing a good thing. No, I'm not going to do that. This is Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, already animated here this afternoon. And it's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one this Saturday afternoon. Why some of my friends are over here already, a party here and there. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll do mine later on. I'm 3 hours behind the East Coast, to be honest with you. So by the time 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock comes around, it's already 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock over there. So they're already tired. I'm just starting. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, folks. We're going to be rocking it here this afternoon. But before I go on to my main topic here this evening, there's two topics that are going to be discussing. One is very, very serious. The other one is politics. The other one is not politics, but people are trying to drag it into politics. For me, I'm not comfortable doing that. And I'll call this shut tonight. I will call it the way I see it. If it's blue, I'll call it blue. If you accept it or you don't accept it, that's up to you. I'm not going to force it on you either. But the opportunity is there for me to express it. I will express it. And that particular subject matter is going to be coming up here very shortly. Samson told folks, I'm not going to be playing around here tonight. If you missed this Saturday evening show, perhaps you're going to miss something that I think you might later on try to regret. Anyway, let's go on. That's Dr. Weir. Let's now watch Dr. Weir during the campaign. And the reason I continue to play this video, folks, it's not that I don't have any other video to play. The reason why I continue to play this video of Dr. Weir during the campaign, because I want people to understand. Perhaps that when Dr. Weir get in the public gathering, where he talks about road connection, where he talks about making sure Liberians have the ability to drive, to walk on a paved road, and what have you. This particular video, for me, signified that Dr. Weir understood the plight of our people during the campaign by himself walking in what I consider to be the footsteps of his brothers and sisters. Let me now play this video for you this afternoon again. I know many of you have seen it so many times, you're probably tired of it, but this is LIBERIA Public Radio. That's what we do here on LIBERIA Public. Now let's watch this video. Dr. Weir during the campaign walking in the mud of the Republic of Liberia, all over Liberia, to be honest with you. Let's watch that.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. No, I beg you.
There you have it, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio again. That's Dr. Weir walking in the mud of the Republic of Liberia during the campaign, and I believe not only for the role, but perhaps I feel within myself that because Dr. Weir was able to somehow put himself in the position of the folks that were not fortunate enough to live in the city side, but live in the countryside where there's no road connectivity is very bad. People are not able to walk from one position to another because of this type of condition. And since Dr. Weir, I feel within myself that since Dr. Weir was able to walk in a particular spot, whatever it was, perhaps moving him to do things that he wants to do. But from time to time, folks, Dr. Weir and his people continue to put a foot into their own mouth sometimes. And I say that with sincerity, folks. Dr. Weir, I've always, like those of you that have been watching me, I call him Dr. Weir because that's what he is. He's Dr. Weir. I'm not going to call him any other name unless the people decided to say, well, we're going to take our doctorate degree back from him. Then, other than that, he's Dr. Weir. However, what I saw today and what I've been reading, I'm not only I am uncomfortable with it, but I think Dr. Weir has to be very, very, very careful. I think at this stage, I'm not going to make excuses anymore. I will call it as I see it. Because if these things are not called out, they're bound to repeat themselves. And exactly what I'm getting ready to say now has happened in the past, but with a deadly result. And we cannot afford that anymore. So I'm hot on this topic. And so usually as a person with a little bit of a brain, and if you get on a topic that perhaps you're so much emotionally involved, your best bet is to somehow change course, calm down, and then perhaps you bring the subject back up, and then the discussion of that subject matter will be understood by all without people understanding your emotional involvement. I think because some of these things, they're so much emotional, people are so much emotionally charged that if you get involved with your emotion in it, so then sometimes you tend to miss the point, or the audience perhaps will miss the point that you're trying to make because you're emotionally connected. And I'll do my best here this afternoon to get out of it. So I will go on to my second subject matter, which I was going to make a second subject matter, but the main subject matter here tonight, I'm going to flip it over, folks. Please let's just stay together here this afternoon. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. Yeah, it's some of the things that I want people to take into consideration here this afternoon. We've been reading a lot. Okay, we've been reading a lot. The Patriot, the folks on the other side, the Patriot are now saying that they're going to organize themselves once again and ask for protest. That's their right. Constitutionally given, that's their right. You cannot take that away from them. You can't take that away from them. As long as they're doing it with peacefully, there's nothing you can say or do for them not to go through this process. So the Council of Patriot, headed by the young, energetic, smart, very intelligent, abrasive, that is, condescending to us sometimes. But I'm enjoying it. I truly enjoy this young man. I wish I was in Liberia because not that I'm going to make him my friend, but I'm watching him now every day anyway. But I mean, the way the young man plays with people, the way he plays with lives, not in a negative sense. Please don't go that route. But the point here, Henry Costa continued to dominate the landscape of his peers in terms of politics in Liberia. Henry Costa, for me, continued to dominate the landscape of his crowd boy type politics in Liberia, and I predicted that already, that one of these days he will cross paths with people like Jefferson Kochi, and that was my reason the last time of asking that Jefferson Kochi try and go back to school, because you will meet Henry Costa. He's only 36 years old, and you can't come back with Henry Costa because at that time there will be a serious debate, because Henry Costa, he's already preparing himself for those days. And so Jefferson Kochi, you cannot escape intellectual debate, because you have already put yourself in the realm of an intellectual person in Liberia. And so if they ask for intellectual debate, You're going to come out in the public and talk about political gladiator? Please, it's not going to be accepted. Because by that time, seditions, the young sedition that perhaps admire you using words, the political gladiator perhaps would have been out of those type of position, would have also have a higher education where they will understand that there is no such word as political gladiator. And they're going to say, no, give us something else. And that was my reason of saying that Jefferson Kochi perhaps need to leave this position. He's young, just like Henry Costa. Go back to school, prepare yourself, and come and deal with us and lead us. Jefferson Kochi has a leadership ability. I'm not questioning that. But come back and lead us when you're quite ready. But anyway, that's not the point. The point that I'm making here this evening, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. The point that I'm making here this evening, please, just bear with me here. Bear with me, please. Stay with me as I try to put one of my gadgets on charge here. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead. But anyway, the protesters, the Council of Patriot, Council of Protest. Self-centered. Folks, now that I die, you know where I stand with this thing anyway. I don't agree with most of their tactics anyway, so maybe it was a slip of tongue, but perhaps maybe it's a correct slip of tongue. But anyway, let's move on. I do respect these people because they're exercising their constitutional rights. And on a very serious note, when you have these people exercising the rights, they're also showing to the young Liberians that you don't have to be violent for you to be heard. That you don't have to be taking guns for you to be heard. You can criticize the president of the Republic of Liberia publicly and people will listen to you. However, sometimes I don't agree with the tactics because I think perhaps the criticism for me sometimes they're not being responsible, to be honest with you, in the sense that words. And let me try to rephrase that. Responsible maybe it's too deep, but I will not use certain language and certain words to describe the behavior of the president. These people do sometimes. I'm not comfortable with those type of language describing the president of the Republic of Liberia, who is sitting in the presidency of the Republic of Liberia, for which people have died. So if we're going to approach the president who's sitting in that office, and these people are smart, they're very intelligent. I know they can find certain language to describe the president that will not be degrading in such, that will not be so so degrading in a sense, that people will still say, okay, we agree with you, I'm comfortable with the language. That's the point that I'm making. But anyway, the Council of Patriots now are saying they're going to reunite, reinvigorate, whatever you want to say, and bring themselves back to protesting on July 24th. And one of the reasons they give, folks, these are things that sometimes I just feel the government of Liberia continue to play these type of games that I consider unforced error. They come out and give the people like the group, the organization, Council of Patriot, give them opportunity to say whatever they want to say because they have backing. They have things to produce to back their statement. And these are things that are very difficult for all of us. Once again, I would say here publicly, I will expect Dr. Weir and his people to engage these people, not to even go that far anymore. Because first of all, Dr. Weir, he has to be very careful. Because if he's looking at it from the perspective of other Liberians who are now looking at the Council of Patriots as being a divided organization, because now you have a independent, and just like the war days, Charles Taylor has another independent group, and so Council of Patriots now has an independent that group. I don't even want to talk about that. I do not want to give them any credit whatsoever. I don't, and I don't want to be bothered with their tactics because I think it's very low. It's very low. That's all I can say about that. However, if Dr. Weir is persuaded to accept the position of other politicians and other those who have nothing to contribute to the continued survival of the state, Those are the people that are going to argue that you should not deal with the Council of Patriot because, first of all, they are divided. And therefore, they have no standing. If that is the case, then Dr. Weir is going to make a big mistake. What I suggest, deal with them. Call them, because Dr. Weir have already laid out the map. Dr. Weir went public and said, I'd like to have a round table type of conversation. Of course, we have not seen any kinds of movement in that area as yet. So I'm not too sure who's going to start the process. But I think this is an opportunity for Dr. Weir to tell the whole world that he has not forgotten. Let him engage these people. You can now that, and this is another factor in terms of this rumbling that is happening within the Patriot. You can utilize a little bit of that because they have a weak spot. Nobody going to deny that. But for you to wrap that weak spot around their neck and say, I'm not going to deal with them because they're weakening, then you're mistaken. I'd say take a little bit of that dose of weakening and just put it in your palm a little bit and blow it in their faces. You know what I'm talking about? And have the dust of their weakness go back to them. Oh, I wish I was advisor to the doctor. I would truly enjoy myself because I will rack these people to the point that after the conversation, they will be voting for me the next time. 12 more years, they will say. Somebody Council of Patriot, if I was advising Dr. Weir and talked to him and he listened to me, somebody Council of Patriots will come and say, Dr. Weir, let's go. 6 more years. What do I mean? I'm very serious, folks. You might tell Mr. Till, well, I don't know what he's talking about. Serious. Let me break it down. Let me give you a little bit, point by point, of my conversation this afternoon. Example. These people, the Council of Patriot, you saw the power they had behind them. You cannot discard that. You cannot call it fluke. You cannot call it something that just happened because Jesus Christ was aligning the moon with something. You can't say that. They worked hard for it, and they were able to put people together. However, after that was done, because certain individuals within the group were not recognized as much, they decided to bite, talk about it, break it down, and what have you. But they're not being successful, to be honest with you. So, and because of their not being successful, Dr. Weir will not be advised. I will not advise him to use that as a pure weakness to the fact that he doesn't want to meet with these people because they're weak. No. You meet with them. Use the opportunity that Dr. Weir himself have already set up. Remember, he said he'll be willing to have a dialogue among Liberians and let them come out and decide and give their contribution to move this country forward. Now the protest issue is coming up. It's bubbling up. It's bubbling up. There are people that are now double angry. They're going to be laid off, I believe, from Firestone. They're going to be laid off, I believe, from Coca-Cola factory, Coca-Cola company. They're going to be laid off from that palm oil company. These people, they don't know where to go. So the same way the folks, Dr. Weir, people on the left, did I say left because I'm on the left? No, right. People that are on the right, they're conservative, their ideas are always rotten. I say so. I'm a liberal progressive, so I'm not feared of saying that the right, the conservative ideas is rotten. I say so. I say so because I'm a liberal, progressive liberal. Let me put it that way. And bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. You want to debate that? Call me. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm on the left, so I'm not going to put any kinds of bad ideas on the left. Good ideas always coming from the left. Hey, let's take it one step at a time. Lefty. Those of you that, I never went to college. I have no clue on college business. But those of you who've been to college and think, lefty. Aren't they always smart? Left person, left hand. You not see left hand spy before? No. Anybody, any young person who is lefty, they don't spy on paper. They're smart. I say so. Samson to LeBron. Let me give lefty a little bit of music. And Samson to LeBron Public Radio, folks. Stay with us this evening. We're gonna rock it. Thank you. Okay, so let's go on. I'm on the left. So, but on a very serious note. So, you have the people on that are somehow not interested in seeing Dr. We are moving the ball of progress, because they cannot hang on to the rope of progress, because they do not have the kinds of gloves that are needed to hold on to this rope of progress. And since they have nothing to contribute to this rope of progress, they have their own rope of identifying enemy of the state. So those people will not allow Dr. Weah to go with the position that I'm presenting to you here this afternoon. Let's go back to my position. So Dr. Weah comes in and say, okay, let's meet, because I told you already, Dr. We have already said publicly that he doesn't mind meeting with people who have idea. These people say they have an idea. And you don't go meet behind closed door. You call media personalities. You call media institution. Put a round table, the media groups stay right there in the middle of that table. They are not participating, but they are there to convey whatever is happening to the rest of the world. So these people, you say, okay, let's meet. Once they agree to meet with you, and since you already soaked them the last time, Dr. Weah, when they met with you and refused to tell you what they have under their sleeves, you soaked them, I say so. And you soaked them because they were not able to produce what they said they have. They said they were going to give it to you during protests. They were not able to do that either. I'm not going to classify it as whatever. I say you soak them. Samson told LeBron Public. That's what I say. So let's go back to that. So Dr. Weah said, okay, let's meet. What do you guys have? This conversation that I'm calling is for people to contribute. You guys say you want to have a protest. What is it that you want to have a protest about? No, we're not going to tell you. When we're ready for our protest, you will know. Okay. At that time, the international community is there. The international press is there. The even Liberian local and national diaspora press is there covering their live. KMTV has been, it's a blessing. KMTV is a blessing to Liberia. I'm telling you, if you're in this business, KMTV is one of the blessings that have happened to Liberia since Dr. Weah came to power. This is just, sometimes things happen in line. KMTV and Dr. Weah, they're in line. I trust that and I believe that. So KMTV, everybody's there. And then these people say, we're not going to tell you. Oh, then you get back into the street language. They forget book English. You get back into the street. My bro, we say we call you for all to come and put things together. We say Liberian, you say Liberian people are suffering. And I'm asking you, where you get, how you want me to do the thing? They say, ain't got nothing, you're waiting for protest. When people, children are in the street suffering, the sun had the sun burning there. That time you tell me what you want me to do. Why you can't tell me now? Aha. They're going to resist. But there will be those among them say, we got to be careful. We've been there before. We've seen that. And we saw how it turned out. It wasn't favorable to us. We better come in this time around and let Dr. Weah and his people know exactly what we want. Conversation. They're being forced to have a conversation. But if Dr. Weah comes out and says, these people are weak, I'm not going to talk to them. Far from it. That won't work. That will not work. And that, folks, is the position that I'm taking. And if I were the advisor to Dr. Weah, that would be my position. But of course, with that kind of position, I don't even think people want me to say, they won't even open the door for me. They'll kick me out right away immediately. So that's, folks, some of the thing about the Patriot now. Yes, another interesting thing that I saw this afternoon, folks. Okay, that's not okay. Another interesting thing that I saw. Now, I've been saying these things, and sometimes I poke a little fun here and there just to keep your imagination and your attention going. But let me read to you. Let me read to you something interesting. When if my stuff will cooperate with me here, when Henry Costa was presenting his papers, there were certain things he talked about, certain things he mentioned. And these things have been written about as well by the press. Go to Front Page Africa and read that. And you want to tell me, after reading what Henry Costa said, if you come back to me and say these people are weak, then you're not serious. Okay? So, in that, while I'm looking for my stuff right now, okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, so Henry Costa, in his presentation, one of the things he mentioned, and I thought was very, very interesting, he took us back to Dr. Weah's inaugural program and mentioned a few things. But one of the things that I saw that was put in place in terms of the Patriots comment was that Weah, during the inaugural program, because I was there live, I was in Monrovia live, so no, don't tell me I don't know about it. In fact, I was the only person that was wearing the press badge and asking for 6 more years during the inaugural program, yelling over my hair, yelling 6 more years, because I was so impressed that I wanted him to the election. I wanted the next election right away, let him go another 6 to 12 years straight. So the people mentioned, said during the inaugural program, Dr. Weah mentioned that Liberians were never going to be spectators in their own country in terms of businesses and how they live. So there's another article that it makes reference to. The Liberian cocoa business in Liberia. Folks, these are kinds of stuff that the government of the Republic of Liberia is not paying attention to. And few people who are asked by the government to lead agency, to lead ministry, they come up with the drastic decision that will affect the Liberian people negatively. And their decision have been taken up by opposition, and in fact, comes to a patriot. Now, the other people, the opposition, get that, and guess what? They're going with it. Why even give them the opportunity to even bring out things that are not quite necessary? They take it, they say Dr. Weah, or most of his contracts go out to Lebanese. Most of the building contracts go out to Lebanese. And the Minister of Agriculture, I believe it was one of the assistant ministers, made a decision that the cocoa business, the exporting of cocoa business in Liberia, were going to be given to a specific family, Lebanese family, to be responsible. They will buy from the Liberians, and they will only be the people responsible to export the cocoa business in Liberia. And the Liberian Cocoa Association are frowning on it and calling it that blatant manipulate. They try to take that away from Liberians who have the opportunity that want to be an exporter. What kind of business is that? I thought you're supposed to have a free market. Those who have the ability to export cocoa, let them do so. As long as their exporting business is within the law, the confine of the law of the Republic, who are you to say no? Instead, you want to pick somebody, one person, a Lebanese national at that rate. I thought LPA business was over. Oh, my people. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Here's the article. Okay? Cocoa business. And these people, as the minister is saying that the Lebanese they have a track record. Okay, nobody disputing that, but that doesn't mean you should get Liberians out of that business, because that's wrong. Liberians are just as good as Lebanese to try to do this exporting business, but guess what? And these are some of the reasons the patriots are counting as being reason for them to get back in the street. Reason, they say, that the Liberian government is not paying attention to the Liberians. They're saying Dr. Weah is getting rich overnight. Mind you now, there's never been any kind of litigation. Mind you now, Dr. Weah and his people have not been found guilty by the competent court of the Republic of Liberia of committing such crime. But that would not stop them. They use that because we gave them that. The government itself come out and make these kinds of statements publicly. These are some of the unforced error that continue to happen. And they will continue to say those things. And there's never been a paper to say, okay, Dr. Weah and his people, or whoever it is, they are guilty of X, Y, and Z according to the court, A, B, C, D court of the Republic of Liberia. Here is the record. File document from the court. Republic of Liberia versus Dr. Weah. X, Y, and Z. Therefore, Dr. Weah is guilty of nothing. But that does not stop them to make this statement. That does not stop anybody to make it. Because why? They are criticizing the government. And so the responsibilities of these critics to be factual sometimes, they don't care about that. And that's why you need people in these offices that are responsible, number one, and that are there to lead. And we're not getting that, folks. Okay? And so I'm saying here to you again this evening, these are kinds of stuff that give us pause, a reason to say, wait a minute, what's going on? Why would the Minister of Agriculture, of all people, that are supposed to be there to encourage Liberians to get into farming business, to encourage Liberians to do more agriculture business in Liberia, but the money-making crop of Liberia, in fact, in Ghana, according to the story, Ghanaians export their own cocoa business. But in Liberia, you got a Lebanese man and his son, according to the story, are now the main people to export cocoa from Liberia to any other place. Why is that? Why is that? And then you wonder why these people, Liberians, majority of Liberia don't want people to get Lebanese or any other Caucasian or whatever you want to call them to be citizens of the Republic of Liberia. Can you imagine? If Liberians will not be spectators, according to Dr. Weah, in their own country, why is it that the Minister of Agriculture is making Liberians to be a spectator on the side and when it comes to cocoa business? For what reason? Have you tried? Have Liberians managed the cocoa business and plummeted the income of the Republic of Liberia because they are not able to produce? Have Liberians given the opportunity to carry out exporting of cocoa business, and for some reason Liberia, the government of Liberia, have to come to their aid by bringing some sort of a subsidies because these people fail to produce? You see where I'm going? And this, my brothers and sisters, these are kinds of stuff that if you, and that's why I'm hoping that Dr. Weah will not consider Council of Patriot to be weak because they have an infighting. You deal with these people effectively by bringing them on board because you already told us that you don't mind having a round table discussion on how to move Liberia forward. And they're saying to you that we have a reason. We want X, Y, and Z. It's a negotiation process. Nobody expects to win all. If the Council of Patriot coming to the negotiating table, round table, and think they're going to get all of it, then they're crazy as well. I say so. But they have some intelligent people among them. They don't come to that table expecting to win them all. I don't think so. But we must engage each other. Other than that, we're done. We're doomed. We're doomed. Because sooner or later, It's ain't gonna be too. You know what? I have enough of this nonsense. I'll do what I have to do. People are capable of doing it. We've seen it before. And this is the sad thing about us Liberians. And for some reason, we just don't try to learn from the past. We tend to ignore the past and then expect to move forward. If you don't know where you're coming from, where you think you want to know what Town is, I don't think so. If you don't know what Wembley is, how are you going to know what Town is? You must know what Wembley is, and then you can find your way to Town. I thought I just throw that one in there, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, we're here again this afternoon. I'm not going to be here that long, but I tell that I tried to put this out here. Now that my emotional level has decreased dramatically, so to speak, folks, I'm speaking BB English now. So yo, things because the other seven man coming together on a BB boat, you know. So because I start speaking BB boat, Samson told no, he know nothing. Samson told Republic of Liberia. Yes, I am from Liberia, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. We're here again this afternoon having fun with you guys, and we're hoping, folks, on a very serious note, even though I post some fun and things like that, but what I'm saying is something that we have to look at. The Lebanese have always had this love-hate relationship with Liberians. I grew up in Monrovia, folks. I grew up in Monrovia, where I used to go to Roxas Cinema. I think you got my story before. I used to go to Roxas Cinema, cut class, and take off my shirt and whip it around like that. Try like I'm fanning myself going down Roxas Cinema, and because Roxas Cinema usually have two shows. Okay, I think they start at 1 o'clock, and then by 4:30 or so you're done. Okay, but the first show, when I'm coming from school, I cut class, I go to the board. The board is already on Broad Street, always in front of Roxas Cinema, and then you go down and I've not watched this show before. So you go downstairs because you have seen the first show, you've seen it so many times. You go down there, and then the guy said, well, they don't stamp you or anything, because most of the time when people coming out, there's so many. It's okay, go, I know you. Oh, go, I know you, because I've gone through it. So then I go by and I say, our E. What do you mean you are in? What do you mean I in? Look at me. I have one, the fast and orange that I finished by 2 for $5. I get my friend the other one myself, sucking one, fanning myself with a shirt. You know? But I have to be careful most of it, because at that point, my cousin, who is like an older brother to me, used to work at Roxas Cinema. So I want to make sure of people coming, I ask the question, did you see Susan Pressing? They said, no, he's not there, then I can do my, but if he's there, I'm going home. Because if I get cut, he's not only will he take me to the barracks, but once he take me to the barracks, he's calling the other family member and they're gonna flock me. I've seen this done. They've done too many times to me in barracks, you know, where you have family member, cousins, uncles, but bigger people. Young man, you my age, you can't put your helmet while I finish with you in the barracks. After everything done, you will know yourself. But the people, you're supposed to be in school. The mama will say, Sensei, in quiet school, net down, no never rise cinema. Then my uncle, yeah, you're beating man. Y'all say you're beating. What is that kind of thing that make us stronger, folks? But anyway, so I know what I'm talking about, folks. Seriously. Let me now move on to a very serious matter. And I want us to be very careful how we engage this, because these are emotional times for all of us. Okay, and so these are not subject matter that we take very lightly, because these are things that we have to be very careful on. These are things, if we don't know how to handle it as a country, it will slide back into where we're coming from. Very easily to do. Those who are challenging the government must do so with responsibility. The response from the government to the challengers must be done within the confine of the law. If a man violates the Constitution in the process of criticizing, in the process of challenging the government, that part of the Constitution that is being violated must be waived at all times. Whether you talking or not, that particular article, whatever it is that this man have violated, must be waived in front of him, in front of the international community, everybody else. Because if we don't do so, we're going to find ourselves in a position that will be very bad this time around. Here's the bad thing about us, Liberian now. God forbid, if we slide back into these kinds of ugly past that we used to experience. Liberians now are so sophisticated that to drive them out of a position, you're going to have to want to bring in the whole United States Army. And do you see Donald Trump and the United States government paying attention to Liberia right now? They're going to leave North Korea behind. They're going to leave Iran behind. They're going to leave Soviet Union or Russia behind and try to pay attention to Liberia. Do you see that? Most likely, if anything happened, they will kick it to ECOWAS. That's the first thing, or African Union. And the African Union will kick it. First of all, UN will say, you know what, we were there. We help you guys. What do you want us to do? And so these things, when they are creeping up on us, we must have the intelligence among ourselves to spot these things and not allow these things to be part of our political discourse, because they are not necessary. Not only are they not necessary, but they would slow you down if you're lucky. And if you're not lucky, it's just a matter of something taking the wrong turn, and we're back to where we were. So we have to be very careful. Folks, again, this is Samson Told LeBron Public Radio. Like I said, the subject matter that is about ready to get picked on, it's a very touchy subject matter. So let us be very careful. Okay? This morning, before that, let me just do this. Let me do this, folks. Because, like I said, this is a very interesting subject matter. So I will go ahead and put some music on for a while. Well, let me bring in the subject matter that I want all of us to deal with as a group, because I think it's very interesting. So let me just go ahead and grab that very quickly. No, you know what? I'll just go ahead and talk about it. Okay? And in order for me to do that, let me do this. Okay? We'll put our leader picture up, because he's the father of the land. We'll put his picture up. So early this morning, I got up, just perusing the Facebook page and what have you, and I came across a page, a post where it was live. But Yeka Koluba was explaining that he went to his family was leaving, and the government of the Republic of Liberia, our government as a free people, a government that was elected, duly elected, decided to pour, if they are truth, decided to pour one of Soviet Union ethic on us. Without us realizing what was going on, it has happened. According to the story, Honorable Koroba, who is the representative of District 10, his wife just has a 6-week-old twins, a woman with a 10-year-old, like the kid that are standing behind them, I think 10 and maybe 7-year-old. And they were denied traveling permission to travel outside of Liberia. I don't know why. But I'm not even going to question that. If the person is going to be denied the privilege of traveling, not only is it a privilege to travel because they're doing it on based on their own free will, so it is a privilege as far as I'm concerned, but it's also their right to travel. And if you're going to curtail that right as a government, you must be able to identify within the rule of law that has been violated by those who are now being asked not to travel. And those violations must be pronounced. Those violations must be taken to the court with the approval of the court. My goodness, Dr. Weir. What I heard, if it is true, then this particular platform, Liberian Public Radio platform that I'm using, then perhaps I will find it difficult if this is true. If it is true, and that the government have reason that is agreed upon by the court that somebody has violated the rule of law, and therefore they do not have the right to travel, then I see no reason. But if there's none, then for me to come out here and this platform and continue to promote the pro-poor agenda of yours, then it's going to be very difficult. I've been out here. Not only do I promote the pro-poor agenda, but I'm also involved as an engineer, working, designing roads over there, whether people know it or not, without asking for a dime, because I also want to contribute. But these are type of rights, these are type of reasoning that we have, that we continue to sacrifice. These are the kinds of reason that we believe you stand for which we allowed ourselves, and we accept the fact that even though if I was in Liberia, I wasn't going to vote for you, but the fact that Liberians voted for you, and the fact that I believe in you, for you to stand up for my rights, for you to stand up for these little rights, that no matter what, it is not in your nature, Dr. Weir, to violate another person's rights. And for that, we continue to promote the pro-poor agenda. Even your own people are not even promoting it anymore. Those who are responsible, those who are getting paid by the government to promote these guys, they're not even doing it. But night, whenever Samson Toll comes out here, on all of my opening, if you go now onto my podcast, you will find conversation with Samson Toll, pro-poor agenda for the next 5 years. I will continue to promote that. But if I find out, and of course you can say, well, who are you? Yeah, fine, I'm nobody. I know that. See, that's one thing I know about myself. I know who I am. But if it comes to reality, and it comes to light, that you have violated, as President of the Republic of Liberia, violated an individual right to travel without any just cause, then for me, it is difficult then to continue to promote the pro-poor agenda. While I'm not going to become insulting and being disrespectful and what have you, but I will no longer be able to stand publicly and try to promote that. However, in the place of that, I will take up this issue of individual rights being violated on your watch. If this is true, then I will make it part of my promotion to promote the idea that you, who I truly believe, do not have it within you to violate anybody's rights. I don't see it. I just don't see it being part of you, no matter what people say. I've been following you for a very long time, Dr. Weir. So I hope that those who are speaking for you are speaking for you because they think this is what you think. And I hope that the executive mansion will very shortly try to clarify what is happening. Folks, this is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Let me just go on. So this morning, Kaluba, according to what he was saying, sends their on vacation, his kids, his wife, and his 6-week-old twins. And the woman will tell us that as well, on their way to Ghana or something to vacation. And according to them, well, let me just don't do this. Let's listen to Kaluba, okay? Please, and you can say whatever you want to say of Kaluba. Well, you can, come out with whatever thing you want to come out with. It's up to you. I'm not going to sit here and say this is not what you need to do. Whatever you want to say, it's up to you. But let's listen to Cordoba. Let him set it up for us. What happened? And then I will go on to that. Then I'll bring the wife in. Let's listen to Cordoba, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio.
Okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I want to say you are welcome to my house. I think you are aware of the situation at the airport this morning with my family. At about 8 o'clock this morning, my wife and my children, my wife have decided to take the children for vacation to come back for the June 24th protest, to go for at least 1 week because of the trauma and other situations. While at the airport, they check in and everything. Later I will call that I needed to come to clarify that I am aware that my wife is traveling with my children. And I drove at the airport. I met with the immigration authority there and I spoke to them, and the guy also called the immigration commander there, also called the immigration boss for operation, and I talked to him. He said he only wanted to know if I'm aware, because my wife is traveling with a lot of children. She was traveling with 6 of them. She made them 7. I got it, I made that clarity, and they said you can go. We allowed them to go. Later, within the next 20 minutes, after the president had landed already, they called me back. They said I needed to go and fill in a form. I said, okay, no problem. I drove there. While in the process, at that time, they were finished stamping, immigration was finished stamping my wife and my children's passport. Wanted to get out, to go and enter, the bus, to get on the plane. They called them back. They said they have received instruction from the higher up that they shouldn't allow my wife and my children to leave this country. So when I got there, I said, okay, since people are not allowing them to leave, can I get the passport? The immigration commander said to me, no, we can't give the passport. I will have to go to immigration to go and pick it up. So I asked them, have I committed any crime or my family have committed any crime? They said no. But we received instruction that your family shouldn't travel. So I left there and called the IT and Justice Minister. His number was sent to me by Councillor Kofa, Honorable Councillor Kofa. So I placed a call to him. I said, Mr. Minister, are you aware of the situation at the airport? He said, yes, I'm aware. The president just touched down and he gave instruction that you and your family shouldn't leave this country. I said, fine. So can I get my passport? He said to me, no. We can't give you your passport. We have been ordered to seize even your luggages. When I say your luggages, because anything that belongs to my family belongs to me. So they seized everything, seized the passport. My family were humiliated from 8 o'clock this morning up to 11 o'clock.
This, folks, I'm hoping and praying that the government of Liberia will have a legitimate reason. I've not seen it yet, but after this, I will continue to look, and we will do our own due diligence. We will search and we will look to make sure, because to be honest with you, this is very difficult for all of us. Because I truly believe in Dr. Weah to lead us. I believe strongly that Dr. Weah can deliver if we give him the opportunity as a people. But this one here, it's not going down well with me, to be honest with you. If this is what Dr. Weah get to give us, then I think it's about time that some of us try to stop this promoting the pro-poor agenda and make this into an issue that can be discussed. But if we're going to take up this issue to discuss it, it will be done with respect, because Dr. Weah is not going to be president for life. Other president going to come. But here's my interest in this whole thing here, folks. And I'm sure most of you that are watching me are quite aware of the past history. Do we remember Samuel Doki? Do we? Do we remember Samuel Doki and his family? And I'm not saying this is what Dr. Weir is leading to. Far from it. I've not seen it yet. But there are things that when you don't stop, if you the last time Dr. Weir went public and said anybody that insult the president will not walk the street of Monrovia free. Good thing, since then that has not come out again. So those of us who has been following Dr. Weir for a very long time, we know he's a human being. Some people get angry. But if you're angry as a father of the land, your choice of words must be very, very carefully delivered. Because whatever you say publicly will go all over the world. Because you're no longer just an individual. You are the father of the land. You're speaking for majority of the people that voted for you. So if what Honorable Kaluba stated, if these are truth, and that Dr. Weir has ordered his people not to travel, then I think we ourselves need to take up that energy and try to talk about it, but in a respectful manner, to see reason how this thing can be discussed and how can it be resolved. You know, folks, Sam Sinto been around this thing here for quite a while now. When we used to have internet radio, Liberia Public Radio, of course, I used to say the same thing. That the only reason why we don't have a lot of rumbling during Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf rule, because she's a woman. And many Liberians, that's one of the things some of us were dumbfounded when Liberian Civil War, when it turned so ruthless, so I'm not too sure barbaric about the war is barbaric anyway, but it went deeper than that. And so some of us are kind of confused because this is not the Liberia that we know. The Liberia that I know, you can be in the barracks. Somebody shooting down Waterside, and you're going to go see who's shooting. And in fact, I remember one time there was a guy that did some shooting down Waterside, and we heard it in the barracks in the afternoon. We ran down there, and we were looking for the shotgun, the gauge, the empty shell, because we want to know if they're going to remember shooting when people will. That's the Liberia. The Liberia that I know then, you can be sleeping and have your window open. The only thing most likely will happen to you, if you have a radio in there that have a cassette tape in there, they will come and take your radio. But to say they're going to harm you, it was not something that people talk about. There was an incident back in Maryland County where the Anderson and one other guy, Yancey, was, and few, I think it was 6 or 7 of them were accused, and those people were taken to the gallows. They hanged them, killed them. That was Liberia. But now, if you watch people fighting, young people engaging fighting in the street, they're not fighting to win, they're fighting to kill. They will try to hit you in an area where you will instantly be killed. How do we come out of that? And now, the government of the Republic of Liberia to say, no, you can't travel. We have to be very careful, because there are certain elements within that government. Like I said before, they have nothing to produce except to look for enemies of the state. Why, if these people decided they wanted to make the boss happy, by the time you start investigation and finding people guilty, by that time those who have been harmed will be killed, already gone. And so I will do my own due diligence. I will do little research more and find out, because it's not going to stay like that. It's not going to stay like that. I will read Front Page Africa. I'm going to go and look on Daily Observer and other newspaper coming from out of Liberia or written about Liberia. This thing will come up. BBC will even carry it. I'm sure of that. So if the government has a legitimate reason, because somebody just posted on my stuff here that the children didn't have passport, if it's so, stay so fast. Folks, I'm not done with this. I'm not done with it. Let me now go back to the same stuff and show you. And this is the crack of the story. Now, mind you, the lady, Mr. Kaluba, Honorable Kaluba's wife, she stated her father used to be a politician. So she most likely grew up in a household of politics and politicians. Let's put it that way. So she's very much involved. And it seemed to me that she's educated. You can't push her around. And so those who are trying to do the bidding for the government and try to push people around, you will be surprised how much pushback you're going to get from some of these ladies. Because the Liberian ladies today, they are not from Totam Wembley way. They are intelligent. They are well, I mean, I'll be careful. Lady from Totam Wembley way, they're intelligent and educated as well. But no, folks, you know what I'm talking about. The young Liberian lady today, they are not all your market women of yesterday. They have fought hard for their positions. They have educated themselves. They can even be married to whoever they want to get married to, but they're educated. You can't push them around much. They will have a pushback. And you must be prepared. And this, my brothers and sisters, if you're working in a government as a male counterpart, whatever it is, and you're not prepared, you will do some stupid stuff and it's going to come back. Let me now play Kaluba's wife's own position on this and her own take of what happened. Okay, and the sad thing is, here's the interesting thing that I want to talk about this as well. Kaluba is a true politician. There's no question asked. You saw what he did? For knowing full well that the international community, people are watching, he took one of the young baby. This is the same man that when you're ready to talk about the president, you think that he's going to go to war right now. But look how metal he is in his house. Look how much he put the 6-month-old baby on his lap. He's a family man. He's presenting himself as such. He's winning. The eyes of the international, not in Liberia, maybe not, but the eyes of the international community look at this man. Look, they make, well, why you want to do this? Look at him with the 2 young babies. He and his wife. And they have the 2 kids behind him. And these are the kids that were in the house the last time when the armed group of Liberians, security forces, surround. Why is somebody decide to have a trickle finger and kill one of these young twins? What do we say then? We got to be very careful. Now let me just play Kaluba's wife's own position on this, and then we can wrap it up and talk about it. Samson told Liberia Public, let's listen to this.
They kept her there. They seized the children food. They seized everything. They seized everything. Where are we heading to? So I stopped that far.
Yeah, check for your name.
Okay, my name is Josh Etta Kaluba. Yeke Kaluba wife. This morning when we get at the airport, when we got there, we went through the normal process. We were checking in. After that, they gave me my passport with my boarding pass, everything. And then we got at the immigration area. So when we got there, they were checking the bigger one, they were taking their photos. And then this guy came in to whisper to the other guy. When he whispered, everything changed. He said, you name his paper. I said, which paper? He said, this paper is the paper to show that these children are your children. I said, But since when this other person started, they said, long, we've been asking for, we've been requesting for this paper. I said, I don't know about it because last year, my husband and I, we traveled to Lebanon with these children. At that time, I was pregnant. When I came back, December, I went with my children to Nigeria. You didn't request for this. Why now? They said, but this is the process. If you don't have this paper, you will not travel. I said, so how can you get it? They said you have to pass through the Justice Ministry and the Gender Ministry and before you get it. I said, but the airline will soon be here. Is it that you people don't want me to travel? Because my husband is critical on this government. For what? I believe we are Liberians and nobody is more than Liberians than their friend. So they started talking and talking. At the end of the day, we called my husband, he came in. There was this guy that even started insulting me that I'm taking drugs and other things because I was trying to express myself. And I told him, I said, I'm not taking drugs. Maybe if your mother and your wife taking drugs, but not me. In expressing myself, I don't think that I need to take drugs. I believe this is my right and have my children. From this morning, the children they wasn't even able to eat breakfast because we have to get there on time. So I'm not supposed to talk for what? And at the end of the day, people talk, the noise went down. So my husband said, oh, I'm here now. Can my family go? He said, yes. At the end of the day, they said, every one of you should come. So we went through the process. They stamped our passport. Getting in, this guy, I don't really know his position at the airport. He came and said, give me all your passport. And I started laughing. He said, your husband have to come to make paper. I said, which paper? He said, he need to come. And I had him walk away with my passport. I said, you'll do anything that you want to do. At the end of the day, my husband came. With his older sister, they went through the process. They placed a call to say, we can leave. I was angry. But my husband started telling me that I shouldn't talk. I said, no, it's too much. Is it wrong to criticize government? And I believe this is what they are doing, and they're proving themselves, everything that he's saying. So why should they stop us? So that was it. They stopped us. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, after this press conference, I have to go to town to get clothes. Because all our clothes, I just entered before buying food for my children. So if the government is breaking it this far, my father was a politician, and I believe they didn't bring it on us. We were in and out. So this other government bringing it on Yege Koruba family. But one thing I know, they have somebody that is more than government, which is God. Our trust is in God. We depend on God. So what they are doing now, let them continue to do it. We are calling on everybody, the international community, the women know what to go through, what women can go through to give birth to our twins. It's not an easy process. I had this, my children, 2 weeks, they came here with amen. Now when you ask my children, they will tell you how they was afraid. So this was the reason why my husband and I was okay. Say they are on this vacation, we will take them out, to have the vacation. So they will come down because they was seeing the people having arms. I said to say that day we were going for war. 2 weeks when I gave birth, and now my children are 6 weeks, and they are behaving at it. We don't have nothing to say to this government. But if the thing is right, if we are thing, he can do it to me today. Trust me, one day, government comes and government go. Everything will be over one day. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Yes, folks, Samson told LeBron Puerto Radio. There you have it. I think we're not. This is not a comfortable place for all of us, to be honest with you. You can't go after your critic in this manner, and this is a very tricky one for Dr. Weir, to be honest with you, because Dr. Weir is not the type of person that will go around harming other folks. And so for him now to be linked with these type of behavior, it's very much confusing to for me. And that's why I will do my best to look and see, talk to other people. I'll call Liberia and talk to people there and see exactly what's happening. I'll talk to some of the insiders. We have some friends that are insiders. I'll talk to some of them. And yeah, and because even if you ask Dr. We have to give you interview, he's not going to do it anyway. So, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. To have these kinds of stuff, and you saw the woman pleading for sympathy from other women of Liberia. And I think very shortly, I mean, like I said, the Liberian women nowadays have fought. They fought for these positions they have. Whether be a housewife or not, they're educated. They fought for this position, and they're not about ready to kowtow to anybody. Whether you're going to kill them or not, these women are not about ready to kowtow to nobody. So you have to understand that. You have to understand that if you push one woman around, they feel you're pushing all of them around, and it's just a matter of time for them to get together on these things. You saw what happened the last time when a word of little girl was used by Dr. Weir. You saw how much that galvanized the Liberian women. You can't do these things. But then again, let's look back. I asked you earlier, do you remember Samuel Dookie, folks? It's not that that kind of stuff never happened before. Where Dookie and his family, according to the story, were killed by the order of, according to the story, the president. Charles Taylor, that is. Of course, he denied it. But these are kinds of stuff that we cannot afford to have these kinds of things going, and you expect the international community to continue to help you promote peace in Liberia. When a representative or duly elected, just like you, will be stopped, his family will be stopped from traveling. Yeah, perhaps people will say, well, if the man going to start here and make all these kinds of accusations, then he need not to travel. Why is that? His family, you're gonna trust, and that's what God was saying. Can you transfer crime from one person to another? Is this what the government of Dr. Weir is trying to do? Please, folks, Dr. Weir, we don't want to go that way. Some of us got big mouth, and some of us trying to manage this big mouth so that it doesn't turn, because I truly believe that you were elected to do something for Liberians. However, despite my belief and trust in you, I will not hesitate if I see something or hear something or notice something that will be in blatant violation of people right in that country. I will speak up. I will speak up. Yes, another interesting thing, as I was talking, I have this other it's not a video, it's a picture, but I know most of you have seen this on Front Page Africa. Dr. Weir went to Guinea over the weekend, and during this meeting with the Guinean president, Dr. Weir was stressing that we must do everything within our power to maintain peace among us and within our own boundaries. And it's just coming back from Guinea, and this kinds of stuff happening. This kinds of stuff is happening. And you start talking about keeping peace. How are you going to have a peace when you're denying a 6-week-old baby? Is that baby capable of harming anybody in Liberia, Dr. Weir? Or because his father is a fierce critics of yours. Therefore, if the father, even if it is crime, can you transfer that father crime to the son or the young, the 6 weeks old baby? And not only that, you have the security forces are seizing these 6 week old baby milk. Dr. Weir, you don't want the Liberian people to try to wrap these kinds of stuff around you as being somebody who really don't care for people's feelings. That's not you. And this is what really got me confused. Because during the war, you used to come in and people would leave because you show up. We know that. During the war, you used to have connection with most of the refugee camps. So now you are not even president. Now you're president of the country, father of the nation. And you're going to have people like Yeka Kaluba to put you in a position that perhaps most Liberians might not even accept your position. Folks, Samson told Liberian Public Radio, I will put my number up. Give me a call. Because I think this is, I told you before, these are emotional issue for all of us. And we really don't need these kinds of stuff. This is just very difficult to have a discussion about a pro-poor agenda. When you know deep inside of you, you just heard and saw a 6 week old baby, twins, be turned around. And then the thing about it is this. Look behind Yaka Kaluba. Those are boys. Yes. Sometimes we just don't learn. But then you can't blame some of the people, they don't follow history. Dr. Henry B. Formula Jr., his father. If you follow Dr. Formula Jr. stories, his father was put on trial by two-week party. I don't need to go farther than that. Okay? These things don't go well with people. You can't do this. And like the lady stated, that government comes and government goes. Whatever you do now, what if time comes tomorrow that somebody else comes to power and they decided to do this to you and your family? You can't travel. What will you say? I'm a former president. These are not things that we want to go with. Well, James, I don't have the time. You can go and research the entire video. I picked the subject matter. And I picked the video that described the subject matter. I'm not going to bring up issue when Kaluba got into emotional rage. And I know exactly why. He didn't just get up and get into emotional rage. He got into emotional rage because of certain things. I'm not going to bring that up yet for it to be displayed. That's not what I do. I picked the calm position of Kaluba before he got into the emotional rage, and I picked the position of his wife, explaining and setting up what happened. I think that's the interest. If you were to go to court, then you know all of the emotional rage and things, those are just sidebar. But what is the crux of the matter? And that's what I just showed you. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, let me now show you my number so you can give me a call here. Samson to Liberian Public Radio, folks. Okay, too much. It's a wonderful Saturday afternoon. Let's have fun together. But let's be careful. Let's be careful as we engage each other. Let us try to find language, words that will be able to describe each of us positively. And not so much I'm not asking you to disagree. I mean, to agree with me or say, yeah, you're the host. No. But if you're going to describe my attitude, the way I presented the show and what have you, there must be some language that you will use that will still convey the same ideas without you being so much negative about me using languages that perhaps you yourself will not want those language to be used on you. So that's my point. That's the number there. 916-533. 916-533-2048. Give me a call and express yourself. Okay, so that is the position that I thought we all try to understand. Now we know why these things. Okay, let's see. No. Okay. So give me a call, 916-533-2048, and we're ready to go. But anyway, let me go on while I'm waiting for your call. Okay. Here again is another thing I want to show. Watch these pictures. Okay, I think somebody's calling me. Liberian Public Radio, Samson told what's on your mind. If you're calling from Liberian Public Radio, what's on your mind? What do you have to say about what is happening? Hello? Hello? Okay. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Samson told Liberian Public Radio. Are you calling for what I'm talking about, or you have because this is a relative? You gonna call me later, or you want me to call you after my show? Hold on. Can you hear me now? Hold on. 1 minute. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, but for some reason I'm not connected yet. Hold on 1 minute, Mrs. Aria. Okay. Can you just call back later? A few minutes. Let me try to connect this thing, please. All right. Okay, folks, just hold on. Let me try to connect this thing, and that's why I like for Mr. So to test, give me a test. But let me try to connect it here as soon as possible. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, and once it's tested and we know it's ready, okay, let me try that again. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, can you hear me? Oh my goodness. Hold on, guys. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. All right, let me, folks, just hold on. Can you hear me? Oh, Jesus Christ, Samson. Okay, my fault, folks. I need to go back to Town, to be honest with you. The equipment there to operate, I don't know anything. Go ahead, Mrs. Awie. What's on your mind, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. Because I left Town this morning and I wasn't able to drink water from Mr. Zawie. He said, "Nina yote in America." So say that way. Go ahead, Mr.
Well, what I want to say about Yeta Koruba wife and Yeta Koruba children, it brought back memories of me. Like my cousin, something told, who knew I had to change all around for him to be able to come to America. For him, his wife, it is sufficient to a wise man as something told. So that's what I want to say. You know, President Joy, we are going overboard. And something told, listening to what I'm saying. You know how you get back to America and to be well established here today in America. You went through that with the help of Pazawi. He knows that. I'm saying it publicly so you would know. And that was in Dole administration. So, you know, Jerry is going overboard. That's what I know because we told you, you know, you my cousin, something told. I'm all right with you. This is the man who's trying to polish his image. This man knows nothing about government. This man putting our country in a hole. And these are some of the things because when the information go around the world, they know that Liberia is not stable and not offended place to go to business.
Yeah, but Pazawie, let me push back on that a little bit. I'm not here to defend the George Weah-led government. First of all, I really do appreciate what you did for me, and these are some of the things when I was talking about this here because of my own past experience. Because who knows, maybe if Doe would have come out and say, you know what, you're not going anywhere, that would have been difficult for me, and that would have been it. But because you and the rest of the progressive was involved. And I was able to leave Liberia very quickly. But anyway, the pushback that I want to. So first of all, let me just say thank you very much. And up to this time, I still owe you a debt of gratitude, and I continue to say thank you very much because you and the rest of the progressive, the Kuomba, the Bacchus Mafia, I don't want to go and name everybody here, but I want to thank you very much. You guys did a wonderful job, and and that's why when I came back, I decided to improve myself, so at least you people will be proud of me as well. But anyway, let me go. Yeah, thank you. Let me go on. Let me push back on this statement that you made that Dr. Weah doesn't know anything. Mr. Zawi, I think you're wrong. You're quite wrong on that, I would say. Then the reason I'm saying that you are wrong is this. Dr. Weah, to be on, and let's just look at it from knowing something, and I'll just go strictly with that, not knowing anything. I'm not going to qualify what he doesn't know or what he does know. I'll just say this. Dr. Weah left Liberia at a very young age. He went to other foreign countries. He didn't take his mom. He didn't take his father. He ended up in Europe. He didn't take his mom. He didn't take his father. And not once did we ever heard Dr. Weah was in jail because he was unable to manage himself. So why can't we give him a little bit credit? Now, let's go back to Liberia. Dr. Weah is now elected as president of the Republic of Liberia. And this is some of the things that when I talk about people, and I mean people like you, continue to push Dr. Weah in a position where those that have nothing to offer the country will then embrace Dr. Weah to say we will help you, seeking their own interests. If people like you, someone like Mr. Pazawie, who have worked in the government of Liberia, who has so much experience, the functionality of Liberia, the functionality of government, you know more. If you were somebody that perhaps were to gravitate towards Dr. Weah and say these are things that you need to do in order to improve yourself and not to be frustrated with, even if Dr. Weah is not willing to listen to you, I'm sure we will do well. But here you are with all your experience. Now you're going to say here publicly that Dr. Weah doesn't know anything. I don't agree with that. Mr. Zawiya.
You know, I just laugh because you know why? When you were little, there are people from Town that came to America when you were little. Educated people. And some of them, they are staying here today. And they're stupid. And something so is more 125% not stupid or educated men. And you know the people I'm talking about, they are educated. They are educated, stupid people. So wherever we are going all around the world, and you're stupid. You're stupid, man, you're stupid. There's no excuse for it. You can know your phone, you can get your PhD. They say, y'all go educated fool. They never say y'all go a wisdom fool. All right? And let me tell you, I don't even want to go way back on Yeke Koruba's children. Why is it you have to instruct the justice minister for Yeke Koruba West and children not to travel out of Liberia? It's stupidness. It's stupid because you know why.
Mr. Zawiya, I don't mean to interrupt, but of course you will let me interrupt anytime because this is what you taught me growing up, that don't be afraid, but be respectful. And that is exactly what I'm doing this evening. So, folks, if you don't know, Paz Zawiya is a very, very close relative of mine. And I don't want to go back way back either. But Paz Zawiya, let me just tell you this. Policy issue that has nothing to do with stupidity. There are those who has the ability to function well and not necessarily being smart either. So I think if we're going to use language that perhaps are not suitable that you don't want people to describe us as well, let us don't try. This is the president of the Republic of Liberia. Whether you like it or not, he was elected by your brothers and sisters, and we should respect the office of the president of the Republic of Liberia. We cannot come out in public and use languages like stupid or what have you. Mr. Zawiya, please let us try to find a way to describe whatever attitude or whatever policy matter that we don't agree with. You have the ability to describe those and to use the word stupid.
All right. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
Somebody or individual, an individual, I repeat, an individual, attitude, getting your country to plump into the toilet. Would you want to respect that individual?
Well, no. Here's the thing. You're conflicting two things, big brother. You're conflicting two things. Respect for an individual, it does not equate with that of accepting the policy of the individual. There's two separate things. You don't have to accept the policy, but you cannot be disrespectful in the process of not accepting the policy. That's the point that I'm making. You can reject this policy because the policy are written by individuals, and they might not conform to your type of way of thinking. That's fine, but that does not make those who are responsible for the policy to be stupid. Stupidity is quite a different area, and I want us to get out of that as quickly as possible, Mr.
All right. All right. Can I say this thing to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Trump policy by separating women and their infant children as voters. That's a stupid policy. I don't like that.
And that's the point that I'm making. The fact you don't like it does not make it stupid. That's the point that I'm making. You understand what I'm saying?
I said that's a stupid policy.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Zawiya, like everything else that is being led by Dr. Weah, whose leadership ability some of us believe, he have allowed us as Liberian to be as vocal as possible. Dr. Weah has allowed us as Liberian to be insulting sometimes. Dr. Weah have allowed us as Liberian in fact, he fought for the reason he passed a bill in the House of Representatives and the Senate. They passed a bill under his leadership so that some of us will have the ability to come out and criticizing. Of course, I will not go as far as you, some of the people will go, but the policy that you call stupid are the same policy that allow you to call them stupid. So, Mr. Zawiya, you see the point that I'm making?
No. After that bill passed,
Go ahead.
After that bill passed, I made a video of persons like Weah to decriminalize, free speech. I congratulated him for that, even when he won the election. But you know what he did? About 3 or 4 weeks ago, when he went to dedicate the market, he Waterloo. His goal was, he make it useless. He said, I have the video. Anyone that caused the president will not walk the street of Monrovia or Liberia. When last he bought Monrovia or Liberia? There anything in the Constitution that when you cross the president, you cannot walk the street of Monrovia or Liberia? Or when I cross the president, you don't like it, you have to go sue me. It's not a civil matter. You got to threaten your citizen. So the same bill he passed, and we took time to congratulate him, he turned it to be a useless thing.
But since I have you on here, Mr. Zawiya, and I think you also being a very sensible person, can we agree that using languages that are not suitable for our leaders will lead us nowhere? Can we agree that perhaps we can criticize, that perhaps we can disagree vehemently with the President of the Republic of Liberia without being degrading, without being condescending, without being insulting? Can we agree on that?
It is not good that we do that. We are doing that out of frustration.
So I say, have you heard about this other parable that? Okay, all right. He dropped off, folks. That's my close relative. But it being close relative does not mean that I support these kinds of ethic. I think you can be frustrated with Dr. Weir and still be able to get your points across without insult. And I think because for me, a decent person, for you to get in the realm of insult, you have to bring your own decency down to the level in order for you to be ridiculous, because only people who would come out and make insult will be considered ridiculous. Okay, let me take this other call. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hello, sir. My name is McDonald Nyake, calling from Minnesota.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Nyake. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I just want to contribute to your program. And in addition to what Zai was saying about the president being stupid, I want to ask this question. Apart from our President George Weir, which president of the world that has delivered 4 hours to abuse citizens?
Yeah, what you say? Your question was, somebody was calling, so I got interrupted. What do you say? Your question? In what part in the world?
I said, in addition to what Mr. Zai was saying, I'm not asking this question. Which president in the world that you are aware of that ever suspended his presidency to abuse a citizen for 4 hours?
Oh, when Dr. Weir made the statement that I'm here to force, I'm not the president right now. Is that what you're talking? Is that what you're making reference to?
I'm just asking you, which president you are aware of in the world that suspended presidency for 4 hours to abuse a citizen and saying that so far I'm president, Mr. A or Mr. B cannot hold position in this country. Which president in the world you know of, my brother? Which president?
Yeah, even if I don't know it, that does not give us the right to insult each other. So even if the president,
that saying of the president is being stupid. So you understand what I'm saying?
I might understand it, but I don't agree with it.
Well, my brother, nobody in this world, in the history of this world, since the world was founded, you and I was born, no president will say for today, I suspect being president abuse a citizen. It is wrong. And my brother, I just want to add to this thing. What John Weir is doing right in Liberia, he has no right to what? To travel, crime, or anything like that. About committing a crime against the Liberia government. Weir has no right to instruct his people to study government trial all in the country. That would bring John Weir government down. That would be stupid as a president. I don't expect him to do that.
Well, I agree with some of your statement, but the language that is used to describe it, I don't agree with. Stupid word is stupid. I don't agree. But anyway, it's your choice of words, and I can't. Hold on now. Hold on. Let me just make this point. I cannot try to disabuse you of the type of languages that you're going to try to use here to suit yourself. It is up to you. But however, this platform, as far as I'm concerned, when I'm opening the line, I'm not going to tell you what to do. But as far as I'm here, I'm not going to use those languages to describe the president of the Republic of Liberia.
Brother, I'm sorry for the language I just said. In addition to what Pazar was saying, that's why Akin very harsh. Okay, that point is right. My brother, you know, this George Weir guy, most of us went far away, we did a lot of things, definitely got to get in power. You understand? And by Java says anything, you stop us that way, that and you're going to be around to follow George Weir. Maybe you could be one of the changes, Joe, where we listen to here, be a change. We are listening to all the talk show, brother. Trust me, if I was President Weir, I would need advisor. I will use social media as my advisor. I said I listen to Twitter show and listen to civil and listen to comment of better government and implement those senses. One man is that was probably the advisor, give an advisor, because one man cannot do all. Because we need to sit down and listen to that like Yaka Kwaluba, don't get President Weir. He says the truth. Okay,
Yes.
he says true.
Yeah, it's not the truthfulness of these things that some of us are questioning, my brother. So let us just agree on something here, maybe. It's not the truthfulness of these statements that we're questioning. Some of us are kind of uncomfortable in how these truths are being presented. They say truth, a naked truth, they say. But however, in a civilized manner, if you're going to present truth, you have to, as an educated person, you cannot come out and be disrespectful and be insulting in your presentation of what you call truth. You understand what I'm saying? So because if you don't do that, and let me just try to push this. I'm going to push back on you guys and that doesn't mean that I'm in support of what President Weir have done with respect to Yeka Kaluba. Far from it. But I will push back in terms of how Dr. Weir is to be described in public, to be honest with you. And it's not necessarily just Dr. Weir. What I'm trying to push back and what I'm trying for you guys to understand is that we must create room for civility. You cannot say because he has done so, therefore I will reply in that manner. Then where is the civil conversation that we're supposed to have? And those of us that have what we consider of an intellectual discussion platform, we cannot and we must not allow ourselves to degenerate into those type of conversations. And I will resist that. I will resist that. That doesn't mean, let me qualify that again, that doesn't mean I'm in support of what is happening. However, I am not in agreement with language that will be used to describe my president that was duly elected.
I just said, that will start speaking. I said, in addition to Pazawe, then I came back and said, okay, I will change my choice of word.
No,
and
I agree with you. I agree with you, my brother. I agree with you.
I said, you know, the reason why people come and talk, who are very angry because this president, he is our president. This president, I can see myself in this president. As for a very poor background, my father was a top in fires too. And you know, people can go through in fires too. So I put Judge Weir, I see myself in Judge Weir. For Judge Weir to behave the way he's behaving, my brother, it can make everybody be ignored. I'm telling you, we come like this, that lady like this, that when that feel ourselves in Judge Weir, he's going different the way for what Judge Weir preached, my brother. So my brother, we have preached that message for 12 years. He preached that message. He preached that we all listen to it. Because of the message that people say that they have to ponder our heart. It never went down well with the Labrador. Then got the president after 1 week. After the week, they may change all his behavior, my brother.
Okay.
And in some of that was spoken. So, and grandmother, we took the president because that guy is our brother. How they got behavior. So, go to Guinea. He's spending $150,000 I go to Guinea. What is this? People in civil hospital, no medication.
Okay.
And you go to jail, no medication. People are dying. Look at Mega Hospital. He has not even completed a job where he has paid more than 50 someone unit. He has completed a complete, he has completed a result. A bed on Main Street, the Mega Hospital, other night are not very finished.
Thank you.
Should be this guy should be in interest. Do you think that haven't what we are doing?
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. There's a lot of people. Yeah, I can hear you. There are other callers that are calling in as well. But thank you very much. I think your point is well taken. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Again, folks, these are non-time that people take lightly because you're talking emotional times here because people, every one of us have invested in Liberia. And we all, and even my own cousin, Pazawi, that I vehemently disagree with, he has invested a lot in our country as well. So, and to see things that are not happening that will bring pleasure to all Liberians, and these are very difficult times. However, some of us that believe in the civility aspect of this dialogue will continue to push back, and that doesn't mean our pushing back does not negate the fact that what is happening we're not in favor of some of it. However, my brothers and sisters, the fact that we are emotionally invested, the fact that we are, in fact, some of us financially invested in the Republic of Liberia, must not give rise to the uncivil conversation that will continue to see around our media institution. We must use these platforms to educate, to inform, and to be truthful with one another. In so doing, we must have the abilities to use languages that will not inflame the situation, because these are emotional issues. You come out here and call Dr. Weah stupid. Dr. Weah also has supporters that also going to come out here and then start insulting. Where do we stop? Where do we end? When the actual beneficial conversation that we're supposed to have to benefit our people, when do we start? At what point? Can you insult your way through dialogue? Can you insult your way through peaceful settlement? I doubt it. I've never seen it before, and I doubt it if even Liberian, they do not have the ability to have a dialogue settled through cuss and insult. So let us don't fool ourselves. Let us don't fool ourselves. As I was saying to my own brother here earlier, and he truly my older brother, of course. We grew up on his tutelage, to be honest with you. But anyway, as I was saying to him, people like Pat Zawiya, vast experience of governmental functioning, he knows. I've seen him work. I know he has the ability. So people like that, and Pat Zawiya, you can't compare himself with Dr. Weah. He's much older than Dr. Weah. So Dr. Weah, if Pat Zawiya, okay, if they have not gone out and push him, and we all watched that. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. We all watched that. The educated Liberians, the experienced Liberians, the so-called experienced and educated, pushed Dr. Weah away from beginning, that he was not educated, he does not have the ability. What they failed to realize, and what some of us caught on very quickly, was that this man, no matter what, he has the popularity. He's going to be elected. And even if you don't agree with him, understand the fact that he's going to be elected, work with him, and get your position across so that he will be able to help you, help your people. What did they do? No, I don't want to work with him. Any man want to be president? Let him be president. I've been saying this song from day one. Those that have nothing to offer, they look at Dr. Weah and say, come to Papa. I will help you to seek your interest. See, I told you, they don't like you. Pastor, then they don't like you. Ain't a man from Total, and you from Southeast. The man's supposed to be with you, but he ain't like you. That people like Maya Shah then talking to Dr. Weah like that. The man ain't like you. Eh? Hey, the man from Southeast, you from Southeast. Why you say he not coming out to be singing your praises, but he ain't like you. But look at me, I like you. So Dr. Weah looked around and he said, yeah, you're right. The man Pazavier then supposed to be our people, our older brother, and who's supposed to guide us. But you look at the way they push him here. My man, okay, I'll work with you. Am I making stupidity again? If you call it that, no, I'm making sense. So if you want, in fact, there was a Grandians, Yancey Flat, Honorable Yancey Flat made a statement at one time. It was attributed to him. I really never saw the actual quote. But at one time, they said, during Tottenham visit, he made a statement about young people. He said, if you want the young people to lead, help the young people to lead you. Instead, if you push the young people away, they will lead you according to the way they want you to be led. But if you're involved with the young people, you will teach them how you want them to lead you. You see what I'm saying, folks? So these things, don't just come into it with a blanket statement of insult, without any kinds of qualification whatsoever. In other words, if you're going to accuse somebody of building machine and what have you, what's stopping Liberian people from putting together some money here from the diaspora? Hello? Liberian diaspora that have no... Oh, I'll come back to this statement. Let me take this call. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling for, what's on your mind on this Saturday, good Saturday afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Toll, good afternoon. I've been trying to get through, but a lot of callers were ahead of me. You know, Mr. Two, it is very, very sad. You know, for Liberians, for our fathers, our brothers to come on the line.
Mr. Tobasi, let me don't beat around the bush. You're one of those that continue to inflame the situation. Let me just wrap it around your neck right away, and perhaps you can try to redeem yourself if you care to. I think you're one of those that continue to inflame the situation by making accusations that are quite not correct about other people, and then this is what they say. And it's being the same. Your little sedition will not cost you. You cost us, will cost your chief, and this is thing that happening. So you're one of those that continue to inflame the situation. Go ahead. What's your response?
Yeah. You know, Mr. Sue, sometimes it's a fair game if you say inflame the situation, but the situation was there before I became a part of it. You know, so I would not consider myself to be somebody that inflame any situation.
But Mr. Tobasi, don't you have the ability? If the situation, the inflaming situation was there before you got involved, don't you have the ability to try to cool that temper down so that perhaps your ideas, your wonderful ideas that you have, will be able to have room to foster? What's wrong with that?
No, what I'm trying to say is, I don't want to forget my thoughts, you know, but what I'm trying to say is that people have accused me of different things. You know, the true speaker, you will always be accused of something. It should not deter or bother you. Keep speaking the truth. Your opinion is your opinion, you know, so you have an autonomous, a big agency. Your brain is for you. So when you speak it, you know, don't. I never call the president stupid. I will never use those kind of words to describe any human being. Am I offended when people insult our president? Not because I'm a citizen and I like this president. I love this president. I see him like this guy is like a savior to us.
Mr. Tobasi, please spare me that this afternoon. What is your proof of accusing COP and some of the members, people like Henry? Do you have proof of those people bringing war into Liberia, and you continue to publish those kinds of erroneous statements?
You know, Mr. Toh, words are very powerful. It took only a journalist in Rwanda to cause mayhem, and people lost their lives. You know, and for people like Henry Foster and Jacob, they should be charged with sedition. These are seditionists. These guys should be charged.
Mr. Tobasi, why your statement hopefully will be that I will give that to you, even though I don't agree with it. But what if these people have not been charged? What is your own responsibility as Liberian, going above everything else and accusing them of certain things, of warmongering, bringing wars into the country, bringing guns? Do you have proof to those kinds of?
Henry Costa, in his own words, he said that I will buy guns.
Henry Costa, in his own words, and I will play. I don't want to play. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Here, I wanted to make my point.
Yeah, but
you think first before we get to my point.
Okay, go ahead.
The man on his own video, he said, I will buy guns to my rebel friends. I will buy guns, and they will kill anybody that come on my premises, whether the person lost their way going home, whether a child did not remember his address, they will kill them. Kill anybody that come on my premises. You know, whether they lost their way, whether the old lady got confused, get into her apartment, shoot anybody, destroy life. This guy will be held from his word. And I'm saying that the law enforcement in Liberia need to enforce laws. There's a law on the book called sedition. And Henry Costa is about they are seditionists. And the people should look at that word. And this guy should be apprehended for inciting violence. Look, I feel bad for the wife and the children. But yes, a man who talk about, I will have protests on the 24th to the 26th. And I will cause mayhem. And when the government come in, they will come correct or people will die. People will get hurt.
Mr. Okay. All right, Mr.
Why is this
Mr.
What is his
Tubasi,
motivation
Mr.
to fly
Tubasi,
his parents out
Mr.
of the country?
Tubasi, Mr. Tubasi, I think what I do respect your view. You have the right to express those, and I'm not going to sit here today to say don't express it. However, one thing I do know, in a civilized society, you cannot transfer a crime from the father to that of the family, let alone the children. Well, thank you very much for making your point. I appreciate it. Let me take this other call.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Su, one second, please. Here's my closing argument. I said again, I feel bad because politicians, when you're coming into this game, into this arena, your wife's supposed to be prepared, your children's supposed to be prepared when your father steps into this game. This game is brutal and it's bitter.
Mr. Tubasi, I don't mean to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't think you have the right now, as you're speaking, to lecture us about people being prepared. Are you saying here that the children and the wife they should be prepared for the crime that perhaps might be committed by the husband and the father? Mr. Tubasi, please spare me this afternoon.
Let me be clear again. Let me be very clear. I said when you, as a man, when you're coming into this arena, into politics, and when you're taking on a government, you know, government can subdue people, even in America, everywhere. When you're coming into this game as a politician with a loud mouth, you should know that you're going to have a lot of enemies beside the government. You're going to have people who will not like you.
But what happened to Mr. Koluba has nothing to do with enemies. As you heard, Mr. Koluba.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, again, Samson told LeBron Public, give me a call, and I'm not going to even dignify Mr. Tubasi. Not that he's a very decent human being, very smart, intelligent young man. I know that for a fact. But I'm not going to dignify his statement about Henry Costa because we are playing the video. We have played the video over and over where Costa have told us exactly what he was saying on that day. So anyway, let me go on, folks. Samson told LeBron Public, give me a call. Those of you that were calling, it's just difficult for me to take the call when I'm already online with someone else. So give me a call here. What time is it now? Okay. All right, folks. We are about to call it quit here for the UK. Okay, let's go. We got about 15 more minutes to go. Give me a call, 916-533-2048. But before you call, though, let me see. I'll just play this here. So folks that were listening, when the young man made statement about Costa. Okay, I'm not just because of that, I'm not going to play it. Let me play it. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, this is Terry Collins calling from Minnesota.
Thank you very much for calling this early afternoon. Let's have fun. Go ahead, talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
Yeah, like what I listened to the caller that was just calling that was prompted me to call is not making a good point, especially at this kind of time in our country. Like you just said it, that crimes are not transferable. I don't think that the government should be stopping Yeke Koluba's traveling based upon something that they allegedly saying that Yeke Koluba have done. That is a complete gross violation against the rights of his family, which is wrong, and we should not support it. Every Liberian should stand up against it so that the president can know that what he's doing is wrong. And I believe that Yeke Koluba struggle started when he made it. He showed or he can prove that the president was involved in supporting the war. I really want to believe that is the reason Yeke Koluba is being witch hunted, because I want to believe that if Yeke Koluba don't find a way out of that place, something will happen to him, because Yeke Koluba justified in time past that he got proof that he supported the war. I think from that particular statement, that is where Yeke Koluba is having problem right now. And if he is not careful to leave the country, something may happen to him. Yeah. So okay. that's my own take on the whole thing.
Thank you. We pray that won't have come to pass. Okay. Samson told LeBron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Thank you. My name is Momotaki.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Make a statement. Go ahead.
first I want to go to the issues of the Yoruba issue. I think the problem I got with the immigration by keeping the baby smooth, I think that's wrong. But I listened to Cordoba and I listened to the press statement from the government. They said Cordoba was trying with 7 children. I had
Cordoba was what? Cordoba was what?
His wife.
Uh-huh.
I said Mr. Cordoba.
Uh-huh.
Was starting with 7 children.
Okay.
5 had diplomatic passport.
Uh-huh.
And 2 had working party.
Okay.
According to them, it said Mr. Cordoba refused to give a reason why the 2 are trying with election party. That's how they denied the 2.
Okay. All right. Was there a press conference to that effect? Maybe I didn't see it. Was there a press conference to that effect, my brother?
Of press statement, you can go to the information ministry website. They wrote the press statement just after Yagakoba gave his, I think, 1 hour time. But let me start like even if we want our country to be developed, for me, sometimes Yagakoba speaks some of the truth, but as a lawmaker, the way he speaks, it don't represent even our country. That is a shame for our country. You are my father, you are late for long. You cannot tell me which country on earth or sitting lawmaker will just come up, make some misleading allegations. I think when you are appointed as a lawmaker, you are there to profit it. You are there to channel your people's cause.
My brother, let us don't go too far. South Africa, I call it the freedom fighter chairperson used to sing and rain insult on Zuma, and we all watched that. I think there's a video to that effect. So let us don't try to say what is happening with Yeke Koluba is very strange to all of us.
Marima seeing this speak is fact. Would you remember talk about because man was corrupt, because man gave a lucrative contract to currently his son? It was proven at the end of the day, because man was removed because there were facts. But more often, the other couple will come out and say something. Yeah, you ever hear Jerome Marima say, because man have a military or military or rebel, the senior rebel?
Well, not quite, but this is what I have to say about that. I'm not here to defend Yeke Koluba, to be honest with you. Yeke Koluba has the ability to defend himself more than what I can do. But the point that I want all of us to take on here is let us have the understanding that the government of the Republic of Liberia, no matter what an individual has done, let alone a lawmaker, cannot have the crime, if it can even be proven by the government, to be transferred to that of the criminal crime, somebody who has committed a crime, to transfer the crime to that of the person own relative. I think it's wrong. Let us not even try to justify that. The second thing that I want to make, my brother, yeah, go ahead, I'll make my point. Go ahead.
For that is wrong. But if you listen to the press statement, they never said the woman was denied because of crime that you never got from later. They said she was denied because she was trying with children and had election party. And they asked her why the children.
But here's the point, though. You heard Madam Koluba and Honorable Koluba himself. Their passport has already been stamped, and these people have traveled before. It is not like that was their first time traveling, and it's not like that was their first time being questioned. They were clear. To be honest, they were clear on the bus going to the plane now. Okay, when they called them back. So this is, my brother. Let us don't act like we don't know what we are in Liberia.
According to Jacob, but if people say she was denied, they're not then proving there's no video that could take the girl on the bus. It was Jacob I said a lot of lies.
Okay, all right, okay. If you're gonna characterize Honorable Yeke Koluba statement as being lots of lies, then I think this conversation for me, I will let you express yourself, but then I think I should take it with a grain of salt. Go ahead, make a statement.
So I am saying if the pastor was according to them, the pastor was saying and they get on the board. That was it was wrong on the government part. But according to the government, they said it was stopped right at the entry when they found out that 2 of the children had lesson partake. If what the government says is true, I think it's right because there's no country where you come, you travel from that country where you show their passport, you travel with lesson partake. If you only travel with as far as I travel with lesson partake from America to Liberia when my passport is expired. When we coming back, never see what I see lesson partake. I got a new passport. So in short, if we are going the better for our people we are doing, everybody can sing praises to the president. But I think as an honorable man, when you are speaking, you must speak as an honorable man. Because for everything you say, outside world is looking at you. If you are the honorable man, you continue to create or atmosphere in the state. You don't expect for people to come in the country to invest the people that you rule. If the people be living in actual property, and you the honorable man, you be living a full life. I think when you are honoring them, you are appointed to improve their people's life, to advocate for them, but not in that kind of manner where you just come all the time and just make the allegations and make up on a regular statement. I think that is not right.
Okay. All right. Okay, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for making your point. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, folks. Again, folks, this is Samson to LeBron Public Radio. If you call and I'm not picking up your phone, just listen to the conversation. Show someone else is online. I will not put my number out there and intentionally not pick up your call. So that's not what we do here on LeBron Public Radio. Give me a call, 916, and let's see how long. We still have few what is it? And we still have few more minutes. Okay. The point that I was making earlier is this: we can't, as Liberians, and some of us gonna have, like I was saying before, some of us gonna have to push back, no matter what. You can call us names of being in a pocket of Dr. Weah. People are even questioning, why am I calling him Dr. Weah? Were you not? Did you not hear that he was given an honorary doctorate degree? Does that and the fact that it's coming from me, does that negate that he has been honored with that degree? You see, we can't fight for little stuff. Okay, let us agree that I call him Dr. Weah. So what does that change your perspective of him now that I call him Dr. Weah? I mean, let's put that aside. The point that I'm trying to make here is this. Those of us that consider ourselves privileged, having these type of platform to engage our brothers and sisters, first of all, we must establish that we have to be civil. I'll come back to that. Samson to LeBron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
The point that I'm trying to make here is this.
Could you please just lower your apparatus down, please?
Privilege, having type of platform to engage our brothers.
Can you hear me?
We must establish.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Let me go ahead and make it. Folks, if you call, you first of all going to have to make sure you're not in an area where they have noise, because as you can hear now, it disturbs the show. But the point that I'm making is this: speaking about us, those of us that have the privilege and be blessed by having Liberians to listen to us. Okay, I will make my point. Samson to LeBron Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
I'm Christopher Bobler, calling from Pennsylvania. The survey in Bristol.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Bobler. Thank you very much for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
Well, what's on my mind is the previous caller I just left, making some statements and forgetting to know our country belongs to only one person. And it hurts me to see people saying the truth and breaking only what is hard to Bible because of so-called love to a particular individual. Why do you guys this to their family today? Was it right? 6 weeks old babies. Because you okay people passport, boarding the bus to get on the flight, because we are here for that's wherever it comes from, it's when you're here, it's not people going. Don't agree with the actually about being so sky on there. Can you do that to his family? If that was so, why would you go to hold people who kill people here for go for the children and go for the wives and things? What would Liberians, what are we doing? Look, I'm a dear parent. cry when I seen the blood with the so-called people trying to protect.
Yeah, go ahead. Are you there? Are you there, caller?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
You were cutting off. Go
So
ahead.
so what I'm saying is, now I agree with Yege being that hostile on the president. But Warrington, where has children? Just for more her children service. They were right in the same river North Liberia, and people were giving visa or giving whatsoever access to leave this country. Why would you deny the people? And after you deny them, you seize the passport, you seize the belongings, including the first week old baby's school. It's not an abuse of human rights. Then some scholars will come and defend what they don't know. Can somebody do that to their children or their wives? Look, at one point, I don't want war to go to Liberia. But you can't be pushing one person against war. Yeah? What will we do? What will we see this thing? They might do. They can be hostile or where? Yeah? When we do this, so we actually remember, yeah, every pound of rope from the bush, there are a lot of rope grass will come with it. Why you keep going every ball? If you want to enjoy personally, what Mortimer Johnson is into the Ellen Johnson selling? The Ellen Johnson touched one of them. I can remember one time when she had an interview on my radio with Thomas Sonberg. She said a lot of people say, and she said to Thomas, I'm not prepared to get no free visa to go on a Liberia. What made John Black government so thin that like the piece of tissue that you drop water on it, it melts? Why has he had to do that? Or because he came from Guinea or whatsoever. As soon as he touched the plane, some children put it into a plane, you get family time, then you seize the plane. Why having most of my brothers close is seizing 6-week-old baby's food?
Mm-hmm.
It hurts me. We don't have children. All the justice minister don't have children. Then when they make place a call to you, they say it's an order from the president.
Okay.
Look, man, when Liberia is driving out.
Okay.
When
All
Liberia, it pins some of us that we have to send money back home to our people. Why will Liberia rate go all the way to $250 to $1 US? Why? My brother, why? You travel in checkpoint going up and down, and they put toys that they make in the country high. They give you power. Is that to abuse them?
Mm-hmm.
Have a blessed day, my brother.
Thank you.
I don't want to cry.
Thank you, my brother. Like I said before, folks. Thank you. Well, thank you. Well, let us don't invest our emotion into this so much like this that we will say things that perhaps it's not quite our own characters. Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate it. Again, folks, I think I warned all of us here from the beginning that these things are highly, highly emotionally charged, and we have to be very careful how we approach each other, because, to be honest with you, these are not things that you take lightly. Okay, so once again, let us not try to make fun of this thing, because it's very serious. It's very serious. Because we need to have these things not put out there, and then you think, oh, I can just say whatever I want to say. Folks, these are emotional subject matters. Give me a call, 916. For some reason, my call drop off. Give me a call, 916-533-2048, and I'm only going to be here now for maybe 7 more minutes. So I will just continue to announce my phone number, because I can't find it on my stuff here. But give me a call, 916-533-2048, and express yourself. But let me make this point that I was making earlier. At this time, I would like to put my own name up there now so people will know. This is a liberal progressive. I don't allow conservative like Mr. Soul to come and dominate because I don't like. I really don't want to be bothered with conservatives. They're far right. They don't project good stuff. We the liberal on the left hand side of everything, we always project good stuff. I say so. Samson told the liberal progressive. You can condemn me or whatever, but that's my view. But anyway, no, on a very serious note, we allow everybody on here. Samson told Liberia Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? Please. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Toll. My name is Joseph Dono, calling from Minnesota.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I apologize because my number dropped off, so people cannot see it now. But I hope that yeah, you'll be able to see. I'll just put it. Go ahead, make a comment, my brother.
Mr. Toh, I want to come to be on your show concerning Mr. Jacob Koluba's family that was denied travel from the country. What our religious leaders are doing in Liberia, what are the pastors, the imam, the elders, what are they doing? They will sit and see things are going bad. They won't talk anything. What are they doing? We are not doing these things. You don't transfer a crown to a family if you feel that Mr. Koluba is kind of harsh on you. You shouldn't transfer this crown to his family, the Western Cape. You don't do that. Nobody do that in the civil world. We are need to start doing these things. You can't be going after one person all the time. It's unacceptable. You don't do this, Mr. Toh. That be realistic. So you need to put in his thinking cap. You don't do this to anybody. It's too sad. Feeding the children food. You don't do that to anybody. We are need to. It is time for like our mothers to come out and talk against this thing. The imam need to come out. The pastors, our elders need to come out to talk on this thing. We can't accept that in our country. We have to start doing those things. He could have said to and forgot about the whole of Liberia. You can't do this. Then how we succeed? What plan do you have? What do you put in place to succeed? If after one person all the time, you said all day you think about how to get rid of him.
Okay.
Thank
you, folks. Like I said, and then again, we have to force ourselves. Let me just take this call. Samson Toh, LIBERIA Public Radio. What's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead. This Saturday afternoon. Welcome on LIBERIA Public Radio. What's on your mind?
My name is Angie McGill.
Okay.
I'm just calling on the Jacob Koluba's wife and the children.
Yes. Go ahead.
Well, I heard this guy saying that he heard the people say that the other two children had lesser passport. What if the lesser passport, these other 7 children had diplomatic passport, okay? And the twins that was there born, what the time these people have to go get passport and you travel to an African country? Sometimes people travel to Ghana with lesser passport, and then overall, these children, they don't have no business in the whole politics stuff. As Jacob Koluba said, the people went to his house with guns, and the children saw the gun, and the children are traumatized. So they were taking the children away for a little vacation. So what is the big deal for them to go and stop this poor woman and her children? Overall, the 2-week twins, they took their milk and everything from them. Then the man telling the girl that the woman, let me say the woman, that, I think you on drugs. Why would you, the same thing we're talking about abusing women, Nigerian men, some of them let to abuse women. You working for a government official, you are a government official, and you telling a civilian that they own drugs, somebody's wife? Is it fair? And then other people come and see black and they say a white. We are heading to something. We have to pray harder. We are heading to disaster in Liberia. I'm not cursing Liberia, but this thing that's coming little by little, the writing is on the wall. We have to pray. We have to pray. Because you don't push people to the wall too much. They say you press the umbrella, it puts in your hand. Excuse for the expression. When you press the umbrella too much, it puts in your hand. That's what's coming. That's what's coming to Liberia again.
I beg you, the other boy, man, up with Grand, you're going to.
It will be bad. I am telling you.
Oh, my sister, you just made my day. You just made my day. You just made my day. Thank you.
Grow
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you,
That to be happening.
thank you,
We have to pray.
thank you.
It was not fair at all.
Yes,
This
yes.
was not fair at all.
Thank
This is
you.
a president who's supposed to be there for everybody. Nobody will do that to his 2-week-old baby.
Thank you.
Nobody will do it. We all are women. We know where to have children. We know where it is. That's not nice.
Okay.
That was not very nice. We have to pray.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, my sister. We appreciate it. Again, folks, Samson told Liberian Public. Like I said, you come on Liberian Public Radio platform where the intellectuals happening. We have no control. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Hello? Hello? Okay. All right. Again, folks, like I said, this is an intellectual platform where we come to discuss, and we ask to be civil at all costs, no matter what, and let us try to contain our emotion, because these are all emotionally charged issues that we're discussing. There's no one here has monopoly over emotion when it comes to Liberia, and there's nobody here that is more Liberian than any other person. However, when we have this opportunity to engage each other, we must do so with respect, even if we don't agree. Now, the point that I was making earlier before the phone keep coming in was this. Those of us that are blessed and have the privilege to have these kinds of platforms where we Liberians will come and gravitate toward the kind of intellectual forum and discuss issues affecting our brothers and sisters, we must set the tone of the conversation that will be civil from beginning to the end. We cannot vacillate. We cannot 1 minute because we don't agree with an idea, therefore we're going to go down the gutter. That's not going to help us. And we must push back to those brothers and sisters that perhaps will come on this platform and say this is a platform, a free platform, where you will come and use any other colorful language to describe the president of the Republic of Liberia. Whether you liked him or not, he is your president. He was elected as president. We must do everything to guide our emotion when it comes to that. And those of us, again, that have the opportunity, blessed with this privilege to be ahead of these type of platform, we must set the tone. And I will continue to do that here on Liberian Public Radio, because if anything short of that, Mr. Alfonso is also going to kick me out the next day, no question asked. So let us make it clear that if you call, watch your language. We will ask you to be polite. Let me take this call. Amsterdam. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, calling all the way from Hero. What's on your mind? Thank you for joining us. Amsterdam, I think.
Yes, Honorable Samson Toll. God bless you. How are you, sir?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. What's on your mind?
Okay, this is, thank you. This is Apostle Davasio calling from Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Okay.
I heard one of your callers talking about let the clergyman, let the imam, the religious leaders should be able to say something about this issue that is going on in Liberia. So I just decided to give my contribution on this platform, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. I want to commend you. You are doing a great job. Having said that, I will advise you to please try to get the press release from the Ministry of Cultural Affairs and Tourism Facebook page or website and go through it thoroughly. I have gone through that document. I saw the video of Yeke Kolibas and his wife, their press statement to the press. I went through that video, and then I compared that with the press release of the Minister of Cultural Affairs and Tourism, and the two package statements are contradicting. I mean, what Yeke Kolibas and his wife are saying is contrary to what the press release has given. So I don't want people to just conclude and say, look at Judge Weah. The first thing, Henry Costa went on Facebook and telling everybody that the president, Judge Weah, stopped Yeke Kolibas and his family from traveling out of the country, which of course is not true. Number one. Number two, he said that that President Wiato Musa Dean, the Minister of Justice, that the Minister of Justice called Yeka Koluba and told him and confirmed to him that Judge Weah told him that his wife shouldn't travel. Another lie. So when the press release came from the Ministry of Cultural Affairs and Tourism, the press release is clear that this woman, Mr. Koluba, was traveling with 7 children in total. The 2 children who are biological children, and the other 5 children are Yeka Koluba's children, but they are not the woman's children. So the immigration was demanding, how come the children are not your children? So because they are fighting against the anti-human rights trafficking something. So they want the woman to prove that the children are for her. If the children are not for her, then she should get some statement from the children's mothers, that is the children's family. Even though the children belong to Yeka Koluba, but the children have mothers. So if she cannot prove those things, how come the children have diplomatic passport? Are they ambassadors? Are they ambassadors in Yemen or Saudi Arabia? Who gave them diplomatic passports? So an investigation has to take place. So the immigration gave a press release that the stopping of Yeka Koluba's wife at the airport was not political. It was not political. It was not something.
My brother, all the way from Netherlands to come out here and have a field phone, that's not good for you at all, and it's not good for our audience, because we would really like to hear from you guys way out there. So anyway, once again, folks, I want to thank all of you again. I would say we appreciate it. But give me a call. I think I still have. Hello, can you hear me? Oh, you know what? Ooh. Yeah, no, there should be no reason. I hope I didn't connect. Can you hear me? Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. Sorry. Hold on 1 minute. I took away your ability. Okay. Yeah. Let me cut that one off quick. All right, give me a call, 916-533-2048. And then, yes, okay. That's out now. Okay, give me a call, 916-533-2048. Because I'm only going to be here for a little bit less than 5-10 minutes. Again, folks, let me just make my statement while I'm waiting for your phone call. Again, those of us that have the opportunity to be at these little so-called press, whatever you want to call us, we must do all we can to make sure these things do not end in a situation where your view will be skewed towards certain perspective, be it government or against, and that you have to try your best. We're all human beings, and we tend not to. Samson told Liberian Public Radio, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still. I don't know why you cut my phone off, Samson. Why did you cut my phone off?
Because
no, you're laughing. Why did you cut my line off?
Because COP sent me to call your line. No, my brother, I'm telling you what's up.
No, but try to be sincere, my man. We are talking something serious. You have to be neutral.
My brother, now listen.
You have to be neutral. You are not neutral.
Hold on. Okay, that's fine. But listen. Let's do this.
No, but let me learn. No,
please. But listen.
You saw that Yaka was insulting the president. Didn't say anything. Now the government is doing that job. You are cutting my phone off. But my brother, my phone off for?
Listen. Let me explain to you what happened, because I owe you that. So
allow me to learn, please. I don't have time. I'm calling international call. Let me learn. I beg you. Yaka Koluba is lying. You don't have to support him. He's lying. You understand? He's lying. So look at the press release of the Minister of Cultural Affairs and Tourism. The man is lying.
Now I try to be lenient with you, to be honest with you, because I think your position right now is becoming really ridiculous, to be honest as well. No, hold on. That's fine.
No, you are not sincere. You should be neutral.
I don't have to. Are you sure?
You're sending a family out of the country, and we are talking about that. You don't want to be neutral.
Are you sure?
You have to be neutral.
Are you showing neutrality right now? No, you're not. So please spread me about neutral right now. So my brother, let me just say this to you. Let me just say this. Okay, if he's gone, okay, that's fine. The point here, first of all, I'm not going to follow him with heavily invested emotion and any other thing that happened. You try to latch on that. That's not what we do in Liberia Public. Let me just explain what happened. I had an earpiece in my ear. It's a Bluetooth. My phone is connected Bluetooth to the switchboard that we use here. So there's no wire connected to it. So when you call me, it's a Bluetooth that is connected to the switchboard. So, but what happened when my other tablet that I used to monitor my show, when the Bluetooth on that went off, and when I turn it back on, it automatically latched on to this phone. Okay, because I use that also at work. So it automatically latched onto this phone. And so it switched him from my switchboard to my other Bluetooth. And that's what I try to explain to him. No, now he wants to know who sent me. And so I told him, COP sent me to cut his line. Samson told. Now what you going to do now? You going to go sue me? Go sue me. COP, Yeka Koruba tell me to cut your line because he think you're not fair. I bet he's going to be so angry. He's not going to call my show anymore. Folks, we got to make fun of these kinds of stuff. How can you come to a public discourse like this with heavily invested emotion that nothing else will satisfy you except what you have already predetermined to be the outcome of whatever it is, the conversation? You do that, you defeat yourself. There's no question asked. And so we're not going to follow that and try to have those kinds of behavior be the norm on our show. No, you do that, you come up with a kind of behavior, we throw a heavy joke at you, and that's simple as that, and laughed. But let me move on, folks. Again, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Yes, time to go. Folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. We, first of all, want to thank all of you. I'm not too sure if people are still listening because I have no way of monitoring this stuff anymore because I've been knocked out, as I stated, and the young man doesn't seem to believe. Okay, I'm still watching. Okay, I'm still watching myself. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and tell you thank you very much. I believe Mr. So will be on here tomorrow, but once again, let me just state this. I come on here. Okay, I come on here and night in, night out, I come out here and be not in support of CDC to say, but I come out here and what I do here is this. I come out here and where's my picture, folks? Oh, right here. All right. I come out here usually when I'm here. I try to promote the pro-poor agenda of Dr. Weir. And there have been several occasions where people have accused me of being in the pocket of Dr. Weir and the CDC government, which is far from it. And other people have accused me of being against Dr. Weir. And then so I'm thinking to myself, if I'm going to be accused of being supporter of CDC at one time, and others will accuse me, on the other hand, to be against CDC, then I think I'm in a perfect position, because then I think my position is quite clear. This young man was talking about neutrality. Please spare me that. You can't come on LPR and talk about liberal, progressive, Bloku himself, and then you think says that he talk about neutrality. It doesn't fit here. But anyway, we will do our best. We will do our best to make sure that people get what I believe to be the truth. And I've always told you this, no matter what, when I set up the camera and look at you in the eyes, whatever comes out of my mouth is what I believe to be truth. You don't have to accept it as such. You don't have to accept anything I say here to be true, neither to be something that you're going to accept and run with it. You have the right to disagree. In fact, I'd expect you to disagree. I'd expect you to come out here and vehemently disagree with my position. However, all that I ask is that you give us the opportunity to express ourselves. We also must have the ability to allow you to express yourself, even if we don't agree with you. Because on several occasions here, people will say something. In fact, when you heard Tabaxi myself, as though I was a member of the COP, because sometimes people will say some things that you have the truth on hand, and then you want to conceal the truth because you don't want people to look at you as being taking side. That I will not do. I have the video here of Henry Costa, where Costa have explained over and over his position when it comes to talking about the guns. He even explained the same thing to the UN. Okay, and then when people will come out here and say that he said X, Y, and Z, it is my duty then to make sure that I play. But since I've played over and over, I will not just every day play that. So, folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. We say thank you very, very much. Let's just give you little music here this afternoon. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Folks, this is what we do on LIBERIA Public Radio. We're here to have fun. Samson to. Folks, this is LIBERIA Public Radio, the platform of intellectuals. We come out here, no insult. We don't come out here with a baggage for the emotions. We come out here pure and simple. If our emotion is taking over, we have the ability to compartmentalize whatever it is that we have to discuss. We do have a tool for the boxes of everything else we have to discuss. Samson Toe. Okay, to close it up, folks, again, on a very serious note, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. What we've done here tonight is not to degrade, it's not to accuse. However, we will do our best to bring you what we believe is the truth. As people continue to point out, I will also do my own work, groundwork, to find out exactly what it is statement these people are putting up. But for me, already, me hearing people saying statement, I'm not satisfied already, to be honest with you. If Yaka Kaluba can do a video, these people must also do video and explain exactly what was happening. This is a government. A government has the ability to give you more evidence if they have that. If you're telling me that the 6-week-olds should not travel on laissez-passer, then perhaps you need to come to Samson Toe for a little treatment. For what? I don't know. But anyway, folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. This is Saturday afternoon. Usually we try to stay off, but today we thought we'd try to bring this up because it's very important. We cannot have this government that is trusted, this government of Dr. Weah, that is about to do wonderful, wonderful things for the Liberian people. We cannot let Dr. Weah and his people to try to derail that by bringing in issues that people will not accept. What happened to Yeka Kaluba today, I will submit to you, that has a negative effect to the upcoming by-election. People will gravitate to what, because people are angry. People are angry. When Dr. Weah made that statement that anybody that insult the president, you saw how much ridicule that came out. It's the same thing here. People will be angry, and how else do they vent their frustration? By voting against your interest. And again, I think what happened here, at first when I started watching the CDC gathering and things like that, I started preparing myself to eat crow, because I've been predicting that CDC gonna get whooping this time around. But when I started watching CDC and Malu trying to organize, I said, oh, maybe I need to get my plate and my spoon and fork and things like that ready, because I think I'll be eating crow here publicly. But from what happened tonight and the stuff that I saw this morning, Saturday, with the campaign, I had it side by side. KMTV continued to do wonderful thing for us. I have it side by side by COP, I mean not COP, but the opposition candidates on one side, CDC candidates, CDC program on another side. I've watched that. And one of the interesting things that I saw, for which I think, I'm not going to eat crow on this, that I think, and I will say again, the opposition going to whoop Dr. Weah and his people this coming election, is this. I have it side by side. The opposition were able to introduce their candidates. Their candidates were able to speak to their constituents. On the other hand, we heard Honorable Gray speaking for a very long time, and in his what I would call mambo jumbo, I'm allowed to say that, he was pretty much on the defense. And I will play those videos. He was defending what's his name, the guy that want to be representative of not stealing money, but that in fact people accuse him. He decided he's gonna pay the $1,500 US dollar he paid even before the request was made. In politics, folks, once you're on the defense, you have issues, and that issue is going to be explored here very shortly. And if you were to watch the CDC program and the opposition program, you will see the opposition program were well organized, number one. And secondly, even when they were running down the street, they were organized, well-dressed, T-shirt everywhere. And that was very interesting. But we will try to explore that come Monday. Folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful afternoon as I stated. This is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Please join Mr. So again this coming Sunday, where you will be able to where you will be able to get some wonderful, wonderful news from Liberia. Mr. So, whenever he comes on, he usually come on with a reporter, live reporter from Liberia. So again, we will ask before we close this mic down, we will ask Dr. Weah and his people to see reason to have this incident with Yeka Kaluba be resolved as soon as possible. In fact, what I would suggest that Dr. Weah will try to do is be the father of the nation, sir. Go public and announce publicly that you are now taking the full responsibility of making sure Yeka Kaluba's wives and his family and his kids get travel on the expense of Dr. Weah. Dr. Weah paid these people way to go to whatever they're supposed to go to. I think that would be the honorable thing to do. That would be the fatherly thing to do. Yeka Kaluba, on the other hand, I will also predict, will refuse. However, this is publicity to the highest degree. Because if you come out and say, look, you know what, folks, I agree. This is perhaps was not a fine moment for all of us as Liberians. We shouldn't be doing this because we fought hard for people to have the opportunity to travel, for the Liberians to travel anytime they want. There's no reason that Liberians should be able to go through. You have to throw somebody under the bus. There's no question to ask. There's even people at the airport throw them under the bus. Okay, I'm just giving it to you as it is. And the Liberian government, under my leadership, there's no way we're going to deny people of traveling. However, the security forces have some issues, and that issue has been resolved. And so I, the father of the land, I'm now taking the responsibility of transporting Madam Yeka Kaluba and the kids. I will take full responsibility. Yeka Kaluba going to come out and say, no, you're not going to pay for my children. You're not going to pay for my wife. But that statement has already been made. Publicity gone. People like Samson told them, when you make it, don't make it secret. Call press conference so we can get a video. And Yeka Kaluba going to say, no. And Henry Costa said, what, you think we got money to pay our own brother, wife way? We don't want your money. Exactly. Folks, Dr. Weah can't get me. Let me be your advisor. We will be fine. Samson too. Folks, I'm having fun. I want to thank all of you again this evening for joining us. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. So, folks, Those of you that call in with emotion, we say, please temper it down because this Liberia, you're not the only Liberian. We all have invested interest in our country. So let's come together as brothers and sisters and find reason to have these things to be resolved peacefully. We cannot afford to go any backward. This is Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again. Say good night. Thank you very much.
Karema TV, enana, monyo kakora kanama. Iye karema TV, enana, sono sere kanama. Pare bebiri kuna, inana, pare wagi kanama. Baye jibo basogo, zakati ko pare monyo basogo. Basogo, Zakati go, but I'm on your basogo. Tumonwana, but I do no one, thing on Dumonwana, but I want you to know my yay, but I got Karema TV, enana, monyo kakora kanama. Iye Karema TV, enana, sono sere kanama. Pare bebiri kuna, inana, pare wagi kanama. Baye jibo basogo, zakati ko pare monyo basogo. Basogo, Zakati go, but I'm on your basogo. Tumonwana, but I do no one, or thing on Dumonwana, but I want you to know my yay, but I got
tape makuria kwa ya seba onana aya ma lokolo mwane sikolo mwa ye poza ne kripu ya moreu lokolo to ye bolu suku ogere yo omo ya lokolo biete so lori ti doro angani mbeyo to ye bolu suku ona verio oji besayo lokolo bolu suku ona verio angani mbeyo to ye bolu suku ona verio angani mbeyo lokolo bolu suku ona verio angani mbeyo duro tape makuria kwa ya seba onana aya ma lokolo mwane sikolo mwa ye poza ne kripu ya moreu lokolo to ye bolu suku ogere yo omo ya lokolo biete so lori ti doro